Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter Podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
It is Joey Cates, and we got a good show for you tonight in the studio. Man, where do I start? Captain JJ all the way down here to my left at the furthest. Mike Vasali, he's going to be talking a lot of noise today. And Sebo, if you don't know who he is, man, go look him up. We're going to be talking about a raffle that we got going on with the Gulf Fishing Banks. We're going to get into all the details on that here in just a minute. But before we do that, we want to thank the people that keep the lights on for us right over here. You know who I'm going to first, Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles. If you're looking for a great local dentist, you can look him up on the socials, man, at Southern Magnolia Smiles on Facebook and Instagram. He's located on Washington Avenue right there in Ocean Springs, so book that consultation. Joey already said it, 2025 is the year to brush your teeth. So give him a call at 228-215-1202 and tell him that Brown Water sent you. If you're looking for legal representation, Taylor & Cox Law Firm has been practicing law on the Mississippi Gulf Coast for over 30 years. It's our buddy Tyler Cox right there looking sharp in that suit. They specialize in felonies, misdemeanors, DUI, family law, divorce, child custody, you name it. They practice in Jackson County, George County, and Greene County. Give them a shout, man. Tell them Brown Water sent you, and you won't be disappointed. You can give them a call at 228-696-0111. It is, what is it, Joey? It's Beachbody time?
Yeah, the bulking season's over. You're just going to be fat on the beach.
That's right. So if you're looking to get back, moving around, get off the couch, shed a few pounds, Forever Young Men and Women's Health is the one for you. This is Kendrick right there in the photo. He specializes in getting people fully optimized to get back into the gym, or just like I said, moving around and getting off the couch. Their motto is that they bring medicine, health, and exercise together to help men and women live their best lives. Look him up on Facebook. He's got a ton of informational videos out there. They specialize in hormone replacement for both men and women, so he can check your testosterone levels and get you back feeling young and vital again. Book the consultation with him at 228-363-6623. And again, tell him Brown Water sent you. And we appreciate all of our sponsors for helping us do this show, man. Without them, we'd just be sitting here in an empty room
with no lights or internet.
So, all right, so I'm going to give the warning right out of the gate. If you're watching this, this may not be safe for work or children. It may go off the rails just a little bit. So I'm going to give you 2 seconds right now to either turn it down, turn it off, and play it later. It's up to you.
Or turn it up.
If you're live, yeah, or crank it up. All right, that was it. They got it.
Hey,
so,
it's game time, baby.
Yeah, thank y'all for joining us in the studio, in the new studio. Everybody in here's first time in the new studio. I didn't know. You was in the old studio. Mike, your first time on the show. And JJ, you've been in how many of them?
All the studios. I think every studio.
The D'Iberville one?
D'Iberville, we did a show in D'Iberville. We did the show in Biloxi.
You were on Howard Avenue too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It was during COVID. That was right when I did my upgrade, remember?
Okay.
So I finished my upgrade and we did the show there.
Okay.
And then we came over here we did Lemoyne.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about Lemoyne. Yeah.
And then over there on 57 and here. So, yeah.
All right, so where we start, Sebo, you know one with all the notes over there.
Joey's got the raffle tickets over there. He's going to put it on screen.
Yeah, we're going to do this. So Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks is doing a raffle. If you don't know what Mississippi Gulf Fishing Banks is, it is
they've been on the show. They ought to know.
Yeah, it's a group that we are all, everybody in this room is a part of, and their main duty is putting down reefs, artificial reefs for fishing stuff. Any kind of fishing, dive. We build anything. So it's either pyramids. It could be structural wise. Anything that we are allowed to put down. I'm saying the fishing banks get the permit for is what we're trying to do. Yeah, and the more the merrier. And so what we're doing is we're going to do a raffle to help us, the fishing banks.
Oh, I got it. Sorry, there it goes.
Yeah,
I got to block all their faces.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
That's good because we ugly.
That's right.
Ooh, hold on.
But we're not blind.
There it is, right? Oh, you had it. You had it.
And it messed up.
Quit moving.
Let's see if he can get it. See how long it takes.
Gonna be here a while, boys.
Yeah,
back
it up, Terry.
There it is.
Right there.
Look at that.
But in reverse.
Let me take over.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so what we're doing is it's going to be 40 winners. And I told Ralph Humphrey and him, I said, if I can get over 500 tickets sold, we're going to go to 48 winners.
There you go.
You know, it don't have to be that. We can add whatever we want because I got the boats to take everybody out. So it's a one-day fishing trip, and it's going to be a one-person win. In other words, if the corporate sponsors, let's just say that Ron Jersey Day with Mason DeLue. He signed up in today, and he can write it down, and he can take, if he wins 2, he sends 2. In other words, it's just a big party, and we want a lot of guys to show up. It could be, if you win, Joey, you can send your kid or whoever you want. It's a 1-day red snapper fishing trip in August, on August 13th.
Yep.
We're going to draw on, what is it, August 10th?
No, July 10th.
July 10th,
July
which
10th.
is the July meeting, which they meet at the
Oro Keefe, because it used to be at the
Yacht Club.
Yeah. But it's right next door to Yacht Club now.
Yeah, that's where it went right now. So we all donated our times. It's all going to be on federally permitted charter boats.
Okay.
6 passengers, bathrooms, and all you got to bring is your food and drinks. The goal is that the reason we did this raffle is because we used to have the big drawdown, and we raised, the monies that we needed to operate. The problem is that we're operating on whatever the DMR wants to give us for the, to get the material moved.
Right.
And there's a lot of material that's for free, but we don't have the
money to move it.
The money to move it.
Okay.
This is going to get the money to move it
right here
to get it to the staging area that Spraggins has got the money.
Gotcha.
But if it's not on a stage,
can't get it.
We can't get it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much material you kind of mentioned? What is it?
Oh, there's
A
some
ton.
There's some piles in Pasture Shan that's been sitting there for 10 years. Bridge piles, 24 by 24
concrete,
40-foot long concrete.
Yeah.
That we don't have the expenses to go pick it up.
Right.
If it's not, somebody wants to volunteer to move it and put it on Spraggins' site, we can't get it out.
So, how long are they again?
40 feet, 24 by 24 square.
Yeah.
You're going to need more than single axle trailer.
But it's a logistics part that we don't have. We don't own a lull. We don't own a dump truck. We don't own a trailer. If it's not by volunteers, it's a nonprofit 503c.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do a corporate banner for anybody who wants to go over $100, $200 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put them on the banner. And when the day of the trip, they get advertising and you get to write it off.
Okay. All right. I know buddy of mine's got a hauling company. He might could do something.
I know.
Yeah. So if I got a business, say we're going to buy.
We got a business.
We got a Brown Water Banter wants to buy 10 tickets.
$100.
We put
$200.
Yeah, we put Brown Water Banter on the ticket.
It's going on our banner.
We just put Brown Water Banter on the ticket,
Yes, sir.
and then once we get
With
2
Joey's
winners,
phone.
and I can give it to Jared, I can give it to JJ, I can give it to Mike, I can give it to anybody you want. There it is. Yeah,
right.
That's cool stuff.
But I got Killer Beast coming on board, Junior Krill with 7 C's. We got a lot of local people. After this tournament this week, Joey got me a little plug, and they said and Mikey Jenna with the Guff Adventure, whatever he's got, he's got a lot. Guff Pride.
Yeah,
he said, come see me. His dad was one of the biggest advocates of the Mississippi Gulf Coast fishing banks.
Okay.
I'm talking about, he's got wrecks out there named after himself.
Yeah.
And he's going to get more.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got the people. We just got to get time to get it going.
All right. Where can we get one of these? If I'm looking for this ticket, where's the easiest place? It's not online, though, is it?
I don't think it's that technical now, but I think you have to run. I mean, I have a lot of captains out there that's got these ticket books. We can meet up or whatever. If you want to go corporate, we can come to your place. I can send Captain Jay Tricett. I can get Kenny Balest. This is the boat captain that's going to put their boats into this thing. Chance Seymour, Cole Gainey, Evan Tibbley, Jerry McClure. I got the boats,
right?
But I just need the participation and make this a good deal. This should be and if y'all want to come MC it when we get back, we'll put a scale up.
Yeah, let's do it.
We do $5 a fish for the biggest red snapper.
Yeah, there it is.
Now let's do 10.
I like
or
$10 a fish. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a great time.
All this money's getting. What people don't understand is that this is all getting raised to increase their access to the red snapper fishery that's been decimated. From one point or another.
There's no oil rigs.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter whether it's oil rig or not, but when I'm getting at it, it's been decimated. Correct?
That's right.
Correct. So this is rebuilding that, replenishing that, and this is your opportunity to participate in what we do 7 days a week.
That's right.
All right. So the easiest way to get in touch with anybody on here is to go through the fishing banks, and they'll get in touch with you or go straight to you.
Jay, come to me. I'm on Facebook, and we take Venmo, cash, check.
Cash App.
Yeah,
Kitty.
Cash App, Kitty.
You can donate a kidney.
Yeah, kidney,
Bitcoin,
whatever y'all want.
Yeah. Leftover change out of your pocket.
What scares
whatever.
me is SIBO said kitty and didn't even check it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, kitty, yeah, we roll with that one.
How many kitties will you get? How many kitties it take to get this ticket?
Take kitty legs to get
I like 20.
Is it?
But anyway, seriously, the deal is the banquet back in the day, we used to do 10,000 drawdown tickets at X amount of dollars back in the day. It was open bar. It was a jam ram. No, Mike, was it a good time?
It was a real good time.
No, the fishing banks drawdown, we just lost our drive.
Yeah.
In other words, we have to pass the torch to the younger anglers.
Right.
And that's what
100%.
I can't. This is my last drive, and I got this started.
Yep.
Actually, Spivey got it started.
Woo.
Yeah, he texted me about it.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, we are the ones going to back this.
Look, they're dinosaurs, boys.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you all this, but they're dinosaurs. I'm not far behind them.
No, you're not.
Dinosaur.
But we got somebody has to take the torch because the DMR is not going to quit getting reef development money.
No.
Right.
In other words, we have to get it
We
out.
have to get it out of there.
Yeah,
In other
but
words,
it's got to go to them first.
It's gotta go to them
job
first.
is to get it to them, and then they can pour or dump it.
That's
Whatever they want
100%.
to do.
Yes.
But if somebody wants to give something away, it's got to get to the staging site. Then the bid goes out and whatnot.
And a lot of people got to haul stuff to get rid of it. If it's acceptable, they can haul it to their site.
What is it? Quarter inch? Is it quarter inch steel? You got
You got some regulations
like,
on it.
What was it? There's some regulations we have to follow.
Oh yeah. You got to. Of course, before it goes to the bottom, the Corps of Engineers are going to have to.
They're going to have to approve it,
accept
and they'll stamp it.
But
and they'll tell us where to
concrete
put
does
it.
not have any petroleum in it.
Correct. It's clean
It's clean,
Mm-hmm.
and there's concrete laying around.
everywhere. You got culverts from your driveway that collapse. You need somebody to come tote it out. Get with us.
That's right.
All right. So we're gonna draw all 40 names that
Yes,
night.
that
all
night.
40, and then you're gonna have until August 13th to figure out what's going on.
August 13th 's the trip.
That's what I'm saying. You got,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got till then.
You
And
got
then-
to
You got
And then
12.
just show up to the dock.
you got to bring your ice chest and your little snackaroozies.
Yeah, that's
And
it. And
and
the
I-
sunscreen.
And then I'm gonna say,
Bring some uncrustables.
you want to go with
Great,
you want to
frozen.
go with SIBO?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be tough to get 6. You want to go with Chance? It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
it can be
You want to
tough.
go with Jay Trizet? It's gonna be tough. You want to go?
You ain't
Uh,
going
Kenny
with me.
Millett?
Don't ask
Ain't
me.
going with JJ.
They ain't going with
going
JJ.
with me.
Sound like there might be a little friendly.
Competition too.
It should be.
That's what I'm thinking.
Might be a red bag.
Yeah,
Might be a red
'cause
bag.
If there ain't,
Absolutely.
if
we
there
got- we-
ain't-
you know
No,
that.
not a brown bag.
Hey,
Red
you
bag. Do a red bag.
Hey, if we're not betting,
I
we're
might
not
call in
That's
sick
it.
and just ride with
That's
SIBO.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I told him. I was like, hey, you need a decade. Just let me
No,
know.
Joey
I'll jump on
wants
it.
Joey can dig in.
I think it's going to be a great time, and I think that the energy we got going right now, we can make it a great time.
Who you think, if you had to guess right now, sitting in that seat right now, who's going to catch the most snapper that day? Or the biggest? That's what I figured.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
There
by
it
that.
But the
But your
dude,
son,
the
your son
dude
got
next
there.
to me-
Let me tell you, Junior ain't far behind.
no,
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
so Joey,
I'm gonna have to cut his
hey,
pops
when
off one
SIBO
day.
started this thing, how many years ago? 30-something years
Yeah.
ago. So I was a deckhand. I got fired after.
We'll get into that.
yeah, Mike got
Yeah,
fired.
that's okay.
But
That's
so
not good.
I can't believe his son lasted that long. But if you want to be a deckhand with SIBO, good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You might want to go. Not even
What was
with
the old saying,
Chance,
Mike? Leave you what?
Leave your feelings at the dock.
Mike, I used to work for Jack Aceveda, so you think I could hang with him?
Oh.
Team no feelings.
You
Oh.
could get a little bit because I used to work for Jack.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
I
Mike
can tell you
Jack,
what, I
yeah.
had some tough skin back there with your pop.
And the fishing banks is super cheap to join. That because it kind of went. It was big.
Yeah.
Then everybody had a fallout, and it was literally.
Well, we went to $20 a person membership, but
For the
pretty
year,
much
guys,
if you
for the
buy
year.
you a raffle ticket, you are a member.
yeah.
Right.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Should it not be no different?
It costs
Yeah.
you $20 a year to
I was gonna say,
increase your access to the fishery.
Yeah. And if you want to come to the meetings, you get the numbers of the when they put the cockroach.
yeah.
I don't have the numbers of the cockroach.
I do.
You know
I'll
why?
send them to you.
I
All
did.
right, JJ can send it.
I got him.
Yeah,
But I
I
missed
got 'em.
I missed the meeting. Well, guess what?
yeah,
I missed a cockroach.
yeah.
All the pyramids. But what this could turn into, we can buy more super pyramids. Our
Correct.
own super pyramids.
Well, we need that. We need that access. And then
exactly.
the other thing is guys don't realize, and I'm not trying to put
we own the
any
site.
fishery
Yeah.
down by any means, but our biggest adversary, I guess, it's not an adversary, but the Shrimp Coalition.
Yeah.
Those guys fight us about access and where we're going to dump stuff.
Right.
And I get it because look, when
there ain't many of them left.
No, there's not.
That's a dying job.
100%, and we need to bring that back, and we'll talk about that later in the show. But look, you catch a hang on a shrimp boat and you rip your tri net out, that's $3,000.
Every bit of it.
Yeah.
Every bit of $3,000.
But JJ,
turtle shooter out, $3,000.
You know what John Dutton said about Yellowstone? You give them an inch, they won't take a mile.
Mm-hmm. And you and I are the same page.
That's why the Shrimping Alliance don't want to give up the bottom.
100%.
100%. You can't blame them. They don't own that much.
Exactly.
We're not talking about a mile by mile to put them all together.
Right. But we need to spread that out a little bit. And we're fighting that. And I don't want to say we're fighting it, but it is.
No, it's a battle. But I appreciate, my people's been shrimpers.
Right. So is mine. So is mine.
Yeah.
And I love them all and I respect them all.
No, I do too. I mean, I'm not trying to, I don't want to put them out of business. No, that's not the case.
But we need the bottom because
we need the bottom.
We lost our structure.
Right.
Well, you can just look right next door at Alabama. And then move into Florida. I mean, Alabama, absolutely destroying us.
Well, they don't have the shrimp
reefs.
But so is Florida.
Yeah.
But let me explain something about Florida and Alabama. And this is what guys fail to realize that don't do this 7 days a week like Seabone. We have some hard bottom, but
most of it's mud.
We have a lot of mud bottom.
Yeah. Exactly.
Once you get on back to the east a little bit, you're going to roll off into a couple ridges and some hard bottom. So those guys can run down the ridges and fish. And that hard bottom generate. That's natural breeding grounds, et cetera, et cetera. So what I try to tell people is the more wrecks we build and the more access we create, the more breeding grounds we create, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
So then that's what we want to do. Now the hurricanes, Katrina, covered up a lot of hard bottom down here off the river.
Well, we talked about that with Trevor too. With that mud, even though you have a culvert or something like that, and you get a storm, it's going to get buried. So you got to, even though there's a little bitty bleep on your GPS at FH2, if a storm comes by, it's getting sunk. We got to go back there and put that back.
You have to replenish that.
You got to replant it.
You have to replant it. So prime example is years ago, and Seabo can attest to some of this. We were building wrecks out of Destin. There wasn't a lot of hard bottom in 60 to 100 feet of water. Now, once you got outside 100 feet of water, we had hard bottom for days. But we didn't have anything to grow fish. What made the Destin fishery so good? Because I remember the days when I was a kid, we had 10 snappers a person at 12 inches when I started fishing in 1992. You could catch 10 a person at 12 inches, 14 inches. That was legit what it was. So
y'all caught them all.
Smack down.
No.
I'm kidding.
We damn sure tried.
Tried. Yeah.
We gave her hell. Mm-hmm. But when we started building reefs back up inside 100 feet, so the West Beach, East Beach, and different places you fish at, like, I'm not going to get into it, but we started building structure and our fish population blew up. We had those fish had somewhere to hide. They had somewhere to stay. We do not have that here. We have a couple fish havens and that's all we have access to.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking inshore. Once you get offshore, that's a whole nother ball game. Right. But so the fishing banks is huge. Because the more product we put in the water and the more stuff that gets approved, the more fishing access we're going to create for all the Mississippi anglers.
Right. And it helps the local guys too, because, a lot of people complain. We don't all have federal permits. We have a lot of charter boats that don't have federal permits.
You ain't going to see me outside of 9 miles.
They're still dumping. They dumped that little small boat at FH14.
Yeah.
And then they did another shrimp boat at FH2.
The sheephead spot.
Yeah, there it is.
Marty Wilson's all the little plugs that came and he dumped on
in a circle. That's crazy how they did that.
It was loaded with white trout this spring. Snapper, sheephead.
You said Marty did that?
Yeah, Marty Wilson. He got the grant for
what do they call their group? It's the
One Golf.
One Golf. I said Coast. One Golf. I met Marty officially. I've seen
that was a good dump that he got.
It was.
Yeah,
I've seen Marty around, and I know people that know, obviously, like y'all and Jordan or whatever. But I was at the Hard Rock Covey Awards the other night. He came up, introduced himself, and we talked. And we're gonna get him on the show.
Yeah,
he's doing some cool shit. We never had him on the show before.
He done told me that 55 times.
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of scheduling.
Yeah, I'll get on there.
He was leaving that next day or a couple days after that. This was last week.
He's professional fishing.
Yeah, he's like doing like you, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not running the boat, but he's on a
teammate.
fishing team.
Yeah, he's on a team.
Marty is.
Marty. Yeah, Marty's on the deck. Yeah.
On the deck.
What is that?
He's a deckhand.
Oh, okay.
He's a mate. He's a professional mate.
He's me.
Yeah, but not fired. But not fired.
He's a good one.
Can we talk about why you got fired? Why did Sebo fire you like that?
Well, the first
on a trolling trip.
The first time he
What'd you do? Oh, okay. Let's start with that's a good place to start.
He been firing me a lot.
All right.
So the first time we fired, we was on the Rampage, right?
Yep.
Had a Rampage, had a little single engine Caterpillar diesel, or what? No, it was the international.
7.3 international.
So he's up top. I got two women on the boat.
Okay.
And I'm down here
pulling lines.
24-foot boat. He said, "Hey man, my deckhand didn't show up. Come help me out." I said, man. He said, "I got two chicks." I said, "Well,
come on, I'm in. I wasn't busy. I'm free."
So look, we trolled around. Look, we got these things, and coach the boss telling you what to do.
Yeah,
back and forth, whatever. So look, we trolled and we trolled. We finally caught a mackerel. I reeled that thing in. Well, the thing was so small, the ice chest was on the swim platform. So you had to pop the ice chest up, put the fish.
Yeah.
So look, we come in. Look, I popped the ice chest, put it up. Look, straight over.
Only fish of the day.
The fish only, or the ice chest too went overboard.
No, that would be the first fish.
The guarantee.
Yeah,
broke the guarantee.
Look, both of them looked at it.
Yeah, that broke.
I said we always throw the first fish back for good luck.
You told the ladies that?
Yeah.
Nice. They don't know.
That was cool.
They're like, okay, we good with that.
Sure.
Look, he's up there. Look, his head exploded.
Yeah.
I said, hey, man, don't worry. I got this. I got this.
But anyway,
let it go. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's gotcha.
Look, come in, look.
Fired.
Said I appreciate.
He called me 5 years later again.
God.
In a bind.
In a bind, yeah.
Mike, I need you to come down here. I said, hey, I tell you what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to go down there. I said, but I'm driving the boat and your ass is that's when he had the big boat.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'll go up top and you drive it. That way I can't screw up.
Right.
You know?
That's how it rolls.
So we did that. I did pretty good. Of course, you told me how to drive, where to go, point you over here, you wrong this way.
Yeah, right.
Squash channel.
You going the wrong way. I said, hey, deckhand, shut up.
It's my boat. What are you talking about?
Hey, Mike.
But they said they on the radio, all them other guys, hey, see my way out. I said, he ain't driving. Look, I'm over there driving.
Hey, Mike.
Did you get fired that day or no?
No, he got fired that day.
I did.
Yeah, I did get fired.
Hey, Mike, tell Jared about the days of Robalo when you got it from Brian Wheat.
Yes.
That's a story we got.
Let's go. Let's dive into it.
Before we do that, we got the Cobia tournament coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Most of these stories are from the Cobia.
That's why we got Joey here to keep us on track.
We're going to start with
so 30 years. Probably.
God damn, it was a long time ago.
1997 was the first year they went to a 4-day, and Danny's going to teach.
It's Danny's tournament.
It's Danny's tournament.
Oh yeah, going flows Danny.
They went from a 10-day to
we
a 4-day.
fished it from there. Then
so we
we
never did the 10-day, but
we never did a 10-day.
That's what he was trying to keep up with Charles.
I know.
Because I'm like jumping in that boat the 3rd and 4th day.
Hey, the 4th.
I don't even want to look at the boat.
No, they didn't. They didn't fish every day. It was just a long
10 days open. Like in other words, you could fish.
Well, it was like what Charles had over
exactly.
The
like
old 30-day and the 10.
Exactly.
So, but the 4-day, you went every day.
No, we went every day. 4-day we went every day.
That was worse to grind than a 10-day.
Exactly.
Fishing.
Hey, you stayed at Gornflows till 4:30 in the morning.
The old bar,
boy.
Then you walked across that grass line and you got on that Unifly and you went fishing. So Clarence would stay there about
Unifly?
Oh, I had an old Unifly.
Oh yeah. They roll
did.
peanut butter off of bread.
Oh yeah. But,
so he would leave about 2:30. Say, hey, I'm gonna go get me a couple hours sleep, and we'd be in there, like we was rock
knocking them back.
They wouldn't have cell phones.
No cell phones.
I don't think we did.
So look, he rolled in at 4:30 and opened the door up. Said, leaves in 15 minutes. So we staggered.
They up in the V berth.
God, trying to get you a little sleep up.
Well, we got to get to the beach,
right?
Well, that's when we started fishing the beach. But
that was a whole different time because you don't have the 47 Freemans.
No.
You don't have the
was
72 Vikings.
Back then, we
That
had the
was a
biggest boat in the
whole-
fleet.
that was
a whole
what?
different-
We had a 36-foot uniflight. We had the biggest boat.
Yeah,
in the fleet.
34.
I mentioned that the
34,
other day. I mentioned the other day when the 28 Mako was the
Right.
baddest boat. on
Baddest
face.
boat in the world.
If you got twin,
When you brought it
150,
up, you were like,
two strokes.
I
and
was
a
laughing
Mako,
'cause
that was the baddest boat you could have.
well, I was
Oh,
laughing
yeah.
because you were like the biggest bay boat's what 28 foot, and I was like, no, Tidewater just pumped one out 31 foot.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
I mean, a 31 foot bay boat.
Dennis Mines had a 28 Mako,
28
and then
Mako.
Subdue and them had them a little 25 with a pair of 150
Yeah.
4 strokes. But it was all 2-stroke engines.
Yeah.
You had to put oil in the shit.
Yeah. You had to buy a piston.
Yeah.
About day 3, you was over there.
Put the piston lower unit.
You put in the lower unit, yeah.
Oh, they doing it. It was like a
props.
You got top end coming off of it.
yeah,
So-
something blowing up.
Back to the Robalo days when we started. It was a 21-foot Robalo I bought from Brian Wheat. He bought a 22-foot Mako. So Brian Wheat, I wired his house. He said, and me and his been best friends since he was 5 years old. He said, "What owe you?" And then he had the boat out there. I said, "That." He said, "You want that boat?" I said, "Yeah."
Y'all did a little friendly barter.
Oh yeah,
So we
Little
put
barter.
So
Yeah.
it was the president's tournament.
yeah. Back in the day in the president's term,
So me and
y'all remember that?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
President tournament was a good tournament.
Oh, it was a good one.
So we put the boat.
That
in
was a
water.
fun tournament.
It
We
was
actually
about
came
that.
over and fished that
Yeah.
one.
So it was me, Sebo, and Brian or somebody.
Hey,
Third.
Brian,
So we run that thing all the way to Shallowfield. No, this was a
the rigs are still there then.
No.
Riggs
yeah,
was
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Had a 235,
175.
hopped up
175.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run 56 miles an hour.
175.
No top.
No top.
Scalded dog,
Look,
son.
all the way down
You
there.
ain't had no oil when you got there.
Caught fish.
Oh, you
whatever.
better. Yeah.
Look, we coming back about chandelier, pouring down rain. Sebo said, "Man," he said, "You did a good thing on you bought it." I said, "Hell yeah!" So I put it on the trailer. So I think we won a little bit of money in a turn, like $500.
That's the boat Goober was telling me about.
So
Yeah.
I called
Okay.
Matthew Caldwell. I said, "I need a 225 Yamaha." I called his brother James. I said, "I need a T-top
Yeah.
Molina post."
Mhm.
So
Best in the
it went
game.
from one to there to that. Look, come
Uh,
on about. You'd have thought you'd have bought a $50,000 boat.
Oh, we
right.
dolled up.
Yeah, y'all was fancy.
We ready to go.
That 21 Robalo was a machine.
That boat, I'm going to tell you the story. We'll get back off. So that boat, so I went and bought a Hydrosport, twin engine Hydrosport. We'll get into that about the busted up things. But anyway, I
It's on the list. We got it on the list.
So,
We on down
so
the list.
I told my wife after Katrina, I said, "Hey, I'm looking at I'm gonna go look at a Hydrosport." So where's it at? I said, "Tampa." She said, "What the hell are you going to Tampa for?" I said, "I'm just gonna look at it."
Yeah.
So I went down there, me and Sean Rush, and had a big old dually truck. Come back about
Towing that some bitch.
8 hours later. He said, "What's
Yeah.
the boat look like?" I said, "It looks good behind Sean's truck."
Yeah.
So what do you mean? You still got one in the yard?
So
Look, I had an 18-month-old and one on the way. And she said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "Don't worry about it." So backed up to the thing. 9 o'clock that morning, I get a knock on the door. Mike Cannett. It was Austin's little thing. He said, "Hey, he said, you going to sell that boat?" And I'm like, "What boat?" I said, "I just got home with this." And he said, "No, your brother told me you're going to sell that boat $8,000. I said, "Here's the money." I said, "Oh,
hold on a minute.
I'm out there throwing whatever I want off of it."
Right.
Took the boat. So I got this boat. Wife's mad, whatever.
Why she mad? You
Well,
sold the other one.
Y'all are twins, right?
No.
No.
They dang sure look
Oh,
like
no.
twins.
We
If you
made
ain't
no.
seen
3
it,
years apart.
but you
Yeah.
can't tell them the difference. You can't tell them the
No,
difference.
we
You
3
sat
years
right
apart.
here, yeah.
So went on oil spill. Clarence calls me. I'm at Stennis. He said, "Hey, man, you need to go take your blue card and go down and register for that oil spill." I said, "Man, I bought this brand new. I won't put it in the oil."
Yeah.
So I didn't. Bad mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what,
I already know. I already
$4,000
know
a
you
day?
going with that. Yeah.
So he,
well, even all the BP money.
Yeah.
so he
Well,
went.
yeah, but they contracted everybody for what was it, boats of
That
opportunity
too,
or
but shit,
whatever.
even if you had a would you have to have a fishing license? That's all you had to have.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Clarence bought it from Mike Cannett for $12,000.
12,000.
So he bought it for me for 14.
Right.
Clarence bought it for 12. Made don't
Nah, we
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself.
Undisclosed amount.
Yeah.
a lot.
He's got an NDA on that. He can't talk about
A
it.
lot.
Yeah.
He bought it 3 or 4 times.
Right.
No, about 18 times.
18 times.
I'm like, well,
Robalo.
Robalo's made us laugh through it. It made a lot of money. But when he got it, hey, we got the camp in Hopedale. We got boats.
We had a lot of stuff going on.
One thing about him, when he does get money, he ain't stingy with it.
He got good friends. He's a good friend.
We're going to make it rain. We're going to have some fun.
He's a Seymour. That's his problem.
He don't mind.
I am a Seymour.
He's a Seymour. Let me tell you something.
We're going to blow it out.
I'm walking around Key West, Florida.
Right.
That's a true story. So I'm walking.
JJ was there when we was down
you remember
I had the Brown Water.
You had the Brown Water shirt on.
Well, I tell you.
I had to throttle him up.
Oh, no, we got to turn him down.
Look, he was quiet when we started.
We're
throttling back down.
JJ telling look.
I'm easing down.
That was you?
That was me.
That's JJ.
That was me.
Okay, now we got it.
So I'm creeping through Key West. I don't think nobody's.
I'm gonna be over here on the sticks over here. Look, like y'all when y'all driving that boat. That's what me over here.
But you can't drive a boat. We've seen you drive a boat.
Yeah, I can drive my boat. I can't drive that boat.
So I'm creeping around down there in Key West, and I look up. And I said, "Goddamn Brown Water." I walked up there. And I said, "Hey man, where'd you get that shirt from?" I screenshot it, sent it to you.
Yeah, that was JJ. You met Mike.
I said, "I met Mike." He said, "That's Mike."
Yeah.
And I looked up. I said, and then I heard, "Hey JJ," and I turned around. I said, "Well, god dang, the whole crew's here."
Oh yeah, we had lit it up.
Y'all, it was a wild night.
No, we lit it up.
Well, I left y'all.
Yeah,
because I went back. I left y'all over there, and I said, "Man, I got to get back to the boat. I got to go fishing in the morning."
I forgot.
Oh, we had a good time.
I think I left there and went to Palm Beach, where I was going. Yeah, but I looked up and I was like, "So brown water's everywhere."
Yeah,
we trying, baby. We trying.
We had them everywhere.
You're doing good.
Whenever I travel, I like to wear local shirts.
If I'd have known you now, like I know you, I'd have wedged you right there.
Right there. Ripped his drawers off.
I'd have damn sure done it. Because Duval Street,
you'd
have fit right in.
Yeah.
Look, people can say what they want.
I was in the Bahamas. Guy come up, he's like, and I told Joey, I said, this guy's coming. He said, "Man, are you from the coast?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How you know that?" He said, "Brown Water."
All right.
Yeah.
Trying to get rich.
We're worldwide.
Trying to make it, baby.
Y'all fixing me in Casa de Campo.
There we go.
Exactly.
No, but I wear their, my wife, look, if I say, "Hey, I want something," look, he's got it the next day.
Yeah, she teaches swimming. She teaches swimming.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
You can't hide from her.
Yeah, you said he was on the spot. It kind of, I was like, Joey? But that makes sense. Yeah.
He said Joey on the spot.
No, he'll tell. I say, "Hey, well, Joey gave the huggers to the fraternity boys at the state."
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, man, this guy." He said, "I'll give them all these huggers, but I want a picture of them."
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, they all duck and all that.
Oh yeah.
So they don't know nothing about this.
No.
I said, "Gavin, get up there." And so they come down with me. We took them speckled trout fishing.
How they like that?
They did. They loved it.
Of course.
They brim fishers.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Five of them. They've never caught a speckled trout.
Sure.
Brought it on.
Pond fishers.
So then we got
Don't
back.
set the hook.
It's like Starksville we don't do visors. I'm like, "We all want some visors?" "Yeah, we gonna sport it." So I went in my closet and I went and cleaned them out. "Here, take this, this. So I told Amy, I said, "Tell Joe, give me some visors." So why? So I gave him all
the way. Yeah.
So he brought
I'm on the Seymour side that ain't got no hair, so I can't wear damn visors. See,
well,
you on a different bloodline. You're on a different bloodline over there.
We had brown tops.
He still got it though. Look how thick that is.
Well,
you're aerodynamic. That's
I swim faster than he does. Wait.
No, they ain't no doubt.
Hydrodynamic.
Ain't no doubt.
No, hydrodynamic.
So look,
I got all that drag.
Yeah, you ain't nothing slowing you down.
Yeah.
But see, we got the Indian in us. We can't even grow a beard.
I can't. Well,
I can't either.
Most of my family can. I just got that Joe Dirt.
I know. We Joe Dirt.
Old Patches, old Houlihan.
Them Seymour with Joe Dirt.
Yeah, well, we got the Scottish blood. We grow a bunch of them.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So crazy stories all about this Cobia tournament.
Well, you never said Danny's when it is.
Danny's is this week.
You never said when it is.
Let's give him a plug.
Yeah, that was 40 minutes of not telling when it is.
Josh's was last weekend. What was last weekend?
Well, it's the 30th,
26th.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Josh had his tournament with,
April 26th.
With Mike and them, April 26th. And then now Danny's having his tournament, which would be May 3rd.
3rd and 4th.
Third and 4th.
There you go.
So 31 years.
Which
31 what? No, they go on 39.
39. Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't be ourselves. I don't.
Yeah.
You got a lot of little.
You got a 19 and 6 in front
So
of
we
that
were.
bird
I
date.
think we were 96.
yeah, probably about that.
96.
No, we team ring glass right now. We are.
We the oldest. We are the oldest.
That's good shit right there.
No.
Team
Reading glass.
Well, Chance named it that because we can't tie the knot.
But the thing is, we ain't went to the snap glasses.
And hey,
We refused.
let me tell y'all something.
Here's the thing. That
This is a true. No, this is a true story. That the snap glasses work.
They do. They
do.
look nerdy as hell. I've seen people, but
I have tied a lot of
I
knots.
can't do it.
And look, in the marlin fishing game, you got to get really, 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 really good with your knots.
Yeah.
And I got them little 20-year-old mates back. I'm going to show y'all something. Come back there and show you how to tie a bimini the right way.
I'd have to throw some bullshit in there and say, let's roll.
No,
Anyway, JJ, no
What'd you do
disrespect.
No. I went back.
tie a lot.
I went back.
You
in
gotta
there.
go by
Tie a lot, tie a knot.
I started rolling that. I started rolling that bimini down there, and I said, God,
Oh, yeah.
hell, I can't see. And I told my mate, I said, hey man, come over
You
here.
can't do all that.
Yeah, tie that finishing knot on there. I can't see it.
Yeah.
And Megan's like, you're going blind. I was like, no, dude, I'm good. Went to the doctor, 20/20 vision.
There you go.
Mhm.
You
There
still
you go.
going blind.
Hey, look, JJ.
I lied my ass through that whole thing.
JJ, we fish for the dumbest fish in the ocean.
Yeah, you just all you gotta do is get a tennis shoe.
I know. You
Tennis
see
shoe
what
and
I'm
a
saying?
hook. They
I'm
fired
talking
up.
about the dumbest fish over. Everybody, look, they done
Hey.
thought they seen the boogeyman.
Oh,
When that so much rolls behind the
that's it. Yeah,
Oh,
the whole world comes apart.
no, everybody's crazy.
I,
You talking about for the Marlin?
No,
No.
a cobia.
Cobia.
Oh, okay.
No,
Cobia.
when it roll, when you anchor it up
Yeah.
on the bar,
Yeah.
Let a Kobe show up behind the boat.
look, the wings sticking out like
Yeah.
that.
No,
and you
it's
go,
just beautiful.
and look,
It's
everybody's going.
Hey, look.
Look, us old people. Saturday, we had a dip net.
Yeah.
You with me?
It's new.
It's new.
With the new rules.
It's
we
new.
got dip.
Yeah.
I stick it.
I have a
Can't do that.
titanium gaff that's 7 foot long with a 5-inch hook.
Reach out and touch somebody.
It'll kill something.
That's
Yeah.
called come and bleed.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, the old cobia dip net from Destin.
Yeah.
Look,
Well, we the one that started it.
I know.
Because of the crab cruncher.
I know.
Yeah.
We dipped. Look, we had a pair roll up.
How big a fish can you put in that?
I'm
net?
going to tell you
I
right
think
now.
a 70-80 pounder fit.
God,
No, you
dog,
put a 100-pounder in it.
I think
the
you
net's
can.
this big, bro.
So look, I was with Jeff.
No, they freaking out saying, "Oh, you can't put a.
You can't put that.
Mike said,
Bullshit, you
see,
can't.
but you want to get. I said, no, we're gonna
No,
put him in that.
bullshit.
Look,
net.
I had the gaff. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I was with Jeff Schultz on the Molly, fishing with Jeff.
I agree.
And so I had never seen anybody roll up. This is crab cruncher and God, like it was towards the tail end of it. But I was fishing with Jeff. So Danny had sold the Shameless. I was out of a job. Went to go fish with Jeff on the Molly. And it was me, Chase Lake. Oh God, he's running Team Supreme. Anyway, bunch of Destin boys. We went fishing with Jeff.
Y'all did a funzie.
A fun trip.
There ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
That's the only way to roll.
We're right. So we show up. There's not a gaff hook on the Molly. I said, the Molly boat ain't got a gaff hook.
Yeah, the Molly. Yeah,
Scoop net.
the net.
They showed up with nets. I
Oh,
said, ain't no way we're going to catch a fish with this net. I told Jeff, I said, we pissing in
it's
the wind.
bad, son, man.
Okay.
And look, Jeff Schultz is probably one of the baddest dudes that has run a boat in a long time. I got a lot of respect for Jeff.
What you know, Corey Casey?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did he say?
Here we go.
That's our boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, trim time.
Yeah,
He's
so,
running.
well, first, Matt Westover. Matt, thanks for the comment. He said he had a stud to weigh in, but he spit his croaker for the
Oh,
tournament.
man.
Oh, that's
Oh,
hey,
sorry,
Matt.
Matt.
That happens.
Hey, Matt, you can't tie one knot, tie a line.
does
Tie a
happen.
lot, tie
It
one.
does
knot.
happen.
Hey, what's Corey?
Corey said to tell SIBO he needs to tell the story about the legal allegations against his self-engineered chomper.
Oh,
All right, let's get into it.
snap.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, let's go.
are we going to talk about the chomper?
We got to talk.
All right.
It's already in the comments.
Well, let's give the backstory first.
All right,
Let's talk
that
about.
No, the
The backstory
chum
is.
churn and the chomper. What you got to get straight, right?
Yeah.
Joey?
Well,
All
what
right,
I'm
you
saying
know
is,
most of it.
there's a lot of people who fish cobia that run and gun, where they're jigging, blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah. Y'all are the old school kind of the fence. You kind of came up with that,
The
so
fence.
y'all
That's
sit
right.
on
Explain these terms too.
the
Okay.
fence is going to be chandelier bar.
Right.
That's
There
where
you
the
go.
fish hit it, and then they turn
They
back
turn
south.
We
Yeah.
named it the fence several years ago.
Yeah. So there's always a group, y'all's group, that go out there and you anchor up on the bar and you take a chum churn,
Man, you stand.
buck up, bop, 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 all day long, and then whatever happens, right? different chum churns, though, right?
Absolutely.
Explain that.
Okay.
Well, they broke.
So the chum churn guy was probably in 1998, 99. I mean, Wetzel was his name. He patented the chum churn. It was a chum churn. So it was a spring loaded.
You put it on the covering board.
Yeah, you put it on and it bounced between. It was great. So I'm working the shipyard. I said, well, I think I'm going to do mine like grandma's pecan crusher. You remember the little pecan crusher? You put the pecans in, you smash it.
Yep.
That was my idea.
Right.
At the shipyard, I was pipe fitting. And I had a welder named Frank Strickland. He could build anything and he can fucking weld anything. Excuse me.
We gave him the warning right before we started. So you go.
Me and Frank designed a chomping blade that was different than his. So in 1999, I hauled a chomper out. I called it a chomper, not a chum churn.
Right.
But Kurt Wenzel he got a little bit out of shape because I won a couple. And that was what it was. Then it got out of control. We're talking about videos on the dock, and I'm slamming the dock like
old school video. I noticed you went like that. Old school.
He come down to my boat.
No, he's up there on the shoulder to point it at.
The young kids don't even know what this means.
Yeah, no, he's on the shoulder.
They don't know what that means. Yeah,
and I got
that's a video camera.
That's VHS, baby.
It was all due respect.
Baby, VHS.
Hey, guy had a good idea.
It was great, but we won one in 2000. It was part of one of the prizes. You with me? I taped a quarter to it and hummed it overboard. David Jones's locker. It gone.
Built a reef with it.
Oh, it gone.
With the other guys
there.
Yeah. Well, it's just
so he's kind of. I called him throwing a little smoke.
I was throwing a lot of smoke, and I want to apologize.
Are you saying you got a little wiser now? Maybe you.
Yeah, we shouldn't have did that.
So,
but when we threw it,
wait, the marketing on that.
No,
I'm saying that was a smart marketing move.
I know.
On your part.
Hey, we could have.
It was a dick move, but it was smart.
It was very dick.
But we don't sell ours. We build them at the house.
So
we should have sold his.
Should have.
And nowadays,
partnered up.
Hey, nowadays on Marketplace, we could have got a buck or two.
Right.
The only reason we chunked it because I bought that Hydrosport.
He did. We
out the Robalo,
and
it scratched the
side of the boat.
I called it the Scratch Master 2000. That boat
because it went in the rod holder.
Yeah, and it beat up on your boat.
We bit this one off.
So there was a little bit of reason why you did it. It wasn't just complete
not being a dick.
Yeah. Well,
in other words,
a little bit.
In other words, you have to bring you somebody to shake it.
Right.
So you're gonna have to hire somebody to do the shake.
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about like 14 hours chumming.
Oh, Joey could do that easy.
Easy.
Yeah, he'd get on it.
But
my favorite thing to do.
But guys,
I'm
telling you, I got the paperwork. Like from a lawyer, I'm fixing to sue you for infringement of patent.
Right.
I'm like,
send it the letter to my house. I'm
right.
like, dude, I'm just fishing. Well,
no, we're just fishing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
all this over some PVC pipe and some stainless steel chompers.
And it's chomper blade.
I don't want to scratch on my boat and Peeves.
I'm gonna tell y'all. Yeah,
for his dip.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what happened was when I sold the Robalo.
He's on this store right here.
Okay.
So when I sold
we hit the top.
No, he's hitting this tip.
So when I sold the Robalo, I went
to the well craft
after Katrina worked
7
days a week. Back when we was pulling the boat home.
Right.
Hydrosport, 20.
Tell me about
So they didn't have woody wax.
Don't forget the woody wax. Yeah, here we go.
So
woody wax.
So I waxed.
JJ, he's got the woody wax.
Look, this thing looks like it come out the dealership.
So we slip and slide like we on like a KY jelly.
100%.
Jamaram.
Look, Kobe,
don't climb the tower.
Kobe shit out. Rough shit.
You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting that far.
So look, we take off.
Looking like the Ghostbusters.
It was
hush.
It was so rough. We made the ship out. It was rough. So we get to Ship Island. Let's go across. We busted across. Got across.
You and Glenn Anderson
and Peeves.
And Peeves.
Headed to the fence.
So
we went to the fence. And I was sleeping in a bow, by the way.
So we had a late nighter.
Long night.
Like
we do.
Wasn't good.
So I went there and I'm like,
one when Mike's talking this story.
Go ahead.
I said, so when we get there, I said, man, do we go across? Do we not? We got 7 people in this thing, 8 people. Nobody showed up. I said, man, I got me a brand new boat.
Send it.
I said, I'm going. Matthew Caldwell hopped up damn motors. You know, they said 150, like 300.
Put them new headers in there or whatever.
Oh, that was all over.
Look, the motor was so big, the damn breather wouldn't go on. I said, Matthew, I said, what am I doing with these? He said, oh, you don't need them.
You should have just put a Campbell sticker on it because it was soup the whole way there.
Look, so I run across, got down there. Me and Darney's fishing. Clarence and Peeves is on the. Peeves was on there. Darney wasn't on there.
No, just me, you, and Glenn.
Glenn, they buggered up. Glenn got seasick.
Yeah, he got seasick. But he couldn't go home.
He got safety.
You with me, JJ? He can't go home.
Yeah, ain't having.
He's safe to me.
So they laid her on the bow, 8 o'clock. Look, I had one come in.
Had to run.
Look, so the boat had the fish box. I said, one of y'all better get up. I'm coming in. Boom, threw one in there. Close it back. Well, about 45 minutes later, get up again. Boom. Well, then Clarence kind of come to a sense.
Yeah, I come to my senses.
Yeah. He's like, God damn, what you doing? I said, dude, we done caught.
Been all night.
I said, you been out.
Everybody's asking, what's the name of the hydro sport?
Knock them back.
Knock them back.
All right.
Knock 'em back.
It was a little different limits back then, too.
Yeah,
what was the limit?
two per
person.
Two per person and 28 inches.
Yeah.
So they were small fit.
36.
36. No, it was 32.
32 to 4.
32 or
37 total.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Don't get it here.
What do you got? The
Jared,
comments is coming in.
No. Because look.
All right, hold on. No, y'all get off subject. Finish the story, Mike.
No,
Finish
Mike.
the story.
All right, we got
Let's
another
get
question
to
coming in.
Peeves' lip. You got to get past all that.
All right, so we hooked another one. This number 3. This is shootout. Got number 3. Got a 35, 38 in the box, about a 50. Come rolling around. I said, Peeves, them two, they still in the bunk. We got to do it. He said, all right, buddy. So he hit one side. He come up,
Hit the live well.
Look, split his lip open. His chin, bad.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm fighting a fish. I look over there. He said, damn, I hit my lip. Is that bad?
Gushing, huh?
I said, Sibo, get your ass up. I said, Pee's bleeding out.
There's no beanbags. We'd have beanbags. They get slapped in the front.
So Pee's is pouring blood. Clarence goes, what the hell y'all know? I said, I got a fish on. So after all that exercise, we got him in the boat. So I got him all cleaned up. The blood wasn't from the fish. It was from him. The cardum bled out.
Was this a paid trip or is this a tournament?
No, it's tournament.
Okay, all right. I'm just worried about your customers.
No, he put his teeth through his. He hit
the
live well.
So I put it back together a little bit, and I'm like, I said, man, that was that
duct
bad.
tape.
The surgeon hit him.
Well, I had some. I think it was some glue I put on there.
Yeah,
that's good.
Zap-A-Gap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it was I think it was old super glue.
Super glue works good. Yeah.
By the way, Peeves don't fish with us.
No, that was his last trip.
That was the last trip.
So look,
we love him to death, though.
So look, we put it in the boat, and I said, "Dude, we looking good now." Peeves boy got him a dip, and he put in some. Mike doesn't look that bad, boy. It didn't like that.
I opened up. No, that's good. You good?
I said, "Man,
you had to spit, huh? It didn't roll right out.
Roll right out. You got a port."
I said, "Hey, put it in the cheek until we get home." He says, "Is that bad?" I'm like, "So we didn't know mirror, so I gave him my sunglasses." He went like that. He said, "Well, he started getting woozy." I said, I said, "I got 2 down." I said, "You can't go down."
We're on outside beach chandelier. We ain't got.
I said, "We got 3 fish. We fish and win this summer, bitch."
Yeah. Rocky wants to know about 10 cases. He wants to know about 10 cases.
Drink every bit of
10 cases is our man. He's always been on the radio. He'll talk to Mike on Swap and Shop.
Yeah. Oh, Rocky 10 cases.
Rocky 10 cases.
Oh, Rocky is 10 cases.
He is.
Okay.
He is 10 cases.
Well, I mean, y'all got all this lingo.
Yeah.
Shop. Nobody knows what swap shop.
Mike, tell them about what swap shop's all about.
When you did 4 days,
Yeah,
you sitting out there
11 o'clock.
You got a lot of thinking to do. I call it a thinking trip. I mean, you can bullshit with your five buddies, and you can tell all the lies you want after day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the 4th day, you
ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
We don't even like each other.
Right.
If you don't have a fish, you really don't like each other.
Right.
No, you
spent all this money.
So I'm thinking,
welcome to the Gulf of Mexico marlin fishing tournament.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, back when I used to ride around with my grandpa, he always wanted to listen to the Swapping Shop.
I remember it on the radio. Where they be like,
Swapping Shop.
He's got a base in
Swap Shop.
Purvis, Mississippi. $20. Get his phone number.
Swap Shop. You on there?
So it's Facebook Marketplace
on the radio.
I got a worn-out lawnmower, Burrsville oil, Swap Shop. I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
So I'm like, you know what? 11 o'clock. I called it out the first year. We had a couple of people.
We did.
The second year, they said, Danny at the tournament said, Swap and Shop is at 11 o'clock. Got anything? So we get on there, and it was all good. At first, we'd be like, hey, we need anybody got an anchor and this and that, whatever. Well, I had a few more cocktails than I was supposed to before 11 o'clock.
I don't believe it.
And
I don't either.
I get on there, and I'm like, hey, I got a 1998 vehicle, blue eyes, runs a little hot every now and then.
Just poking fun.
Just poking fun.
But y'all did use it for ice and bait and real stuff.
Yeah. So look, and then I'm like, they said, what year is that? I said, she's about 32. I mean, we're a little hot.
Yeah.
So I said, what y'all give me for it? Look, they went on. Well, I didn't know Danny done put us on the mic at the.
He hit us up on the mic.
So look, we pulled in. We did have a fish. She was kind of halfway happy, but when I pulled in, she said, hey, everybody tells you to put me on there.
Mm-hmm. Your lady about to go upside that head.
Yeah. You supposed to pay for that.
I'm like, hey, chill. I said, you're supposed to be down here till we win.
She said, I ain't been down. I'll never get down here.
That's called a 1990s apology.
Hey, Mike.
You wasn't even supposed to be down here.
Hey, Mike. Tell them about the time when we had the poll on who's using a chum bag, chomper, or a chum churn.
Oh yeah, that was another.
Boy, that was a good one on the radio on the Chandelier Beach.
So we had a
it was a poll.
Shop,
in other words, everybody was in range.
So
there was no rig runners because it was all 2-stroke engines. So there's only like 2 boats not there.
Right.
The 55 was on the beaches.
The 1 year I remember, we were number 77. Think about it. We were number 77. So they were
on the shootout.
No, on the big tournament. We were.
Oh yeah.
We were 77
boats.
So they had 77 boats.
There was that many fish at Chandelier.
That's where
them fish rolled in there like stupid.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
So one
these
time,
boys will never know what.
They won't.
Look, the doghouse caught the fish. We sitting there, we hauled them. Hey man, what's going on?
Look, we on the north end?
Yeah,
that
north
day?
end.
Oh yeah. We on the north end.
Fish rolls up. I said, damn, there's a fish. We throwing out. We got the hook in his mouth. He's already got them on. I said, no, he's got.
That's on Freddie Eccles' daddy. He's in a doghouse. Yeah. Look, he's looped up. He's on top. Just they rolling on side of you. It's crazy.
So he had y'all's hook and their hook or their hook?
No, we were throwing at it.
Oh, okay.
So then that's when we said, let's ride down the beach, which that's another story with the sniper. So we used to go sniper fishing down there. We coming home. That was way back. We got to skip.
Yeah, we jumping up.
So we
just keep talking.
So we coming home in a 20-foot Wellcraft with a 150 Seaboat bought for $6,500. So look, it holds 82 gallons, 62.
Maybe like 52.
Yeah.
Gallons
but that was from Block 102 was the end of our train.
So
you had to turn around and come home.
So we went to Block 102.
Right.
We come home. Look, well, we always seen 108 where we never could. We ain't a boat.
Yeah.
No, we ain't got no boat for that.
Yeah.
No, we ain't got no boat.
So look, we come home. We had
ain't enough gas.
Old Frank made a little rock and roll tape because there wasn't no radio down there. We had a cassette.
Nah.
that we got out of Ken Cook's junkyard.
Right.
We went up there and found a cassette of a radio.
ABC.
ABC. Look.
Yeah.
So we
Straight out of Compton.
So we coming home. We put the tape in. It was 90 minutes. It took us 2 tapes. We'd listen to it, flip it over. By that time, we got in. So we running down the beach. I'm sitting there driving along. I said, Seabo, I think I just seen some lemon fish. I said, bullshit, man, drink too much beer. So I'm telling you, I think I seen 2. He said, well, next time, throw a beer. All right. So we going down there. Look, I said, threw the beer out. Whipped around, caught 3.
Wow.
They up on top popped.
Yeah, this
Like
then the
like
light,
the real
then
shit.
the light
Like
come
the old
on.
school.
1992, they popped cruising down South Chandelier right outside of Redfish Park.
All the way down like we did back home.
Like that.
Wow.
and they're on top of the water.
Mike was driving and we're doing some other stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah, well, those were, yeah.
You with me?
So the light come on.
Stupid shit.
Yeah,
But
well, those days are long behind.
I know.
So then the
Mike's
next
gonna finish the door.
So then the next year, we sitting all out with the 77 boats. I'm like, hey, them things are swimming up now.
We moved down there.
Well, the next year we got the Mako. So then we got
oh
some
yeah,
hot rod.
Mako, yeah.
So we had us a Mako 22 foot with a 225 2-stroke.
Yeah, Caldwell.
Caldwell special. So
souped up.
Souped up.
Souped up.
So look, we set up there. So we going down the beach. We going down the beach.
Down the beach.
We went about 5 miles
The
under.
fence.
Put on
down
the hook.
line,
That's the year.
That's the fence.
That's the
down
year
by the fence. Yeah.
12 o'clock pop.
So look,
Rocky.
We chumming or whatever. Well,
Tell Roger that's when we can get to that story.
Yeah, 12 o'clock pops where it's at. I know that.
all right. So then we got into the
They popped. We caught.
Walmart opened up the avenue.
Dang.
We
So
forgot.
We in
Let's go
Walmart.
back to the pop real quick.
All right.
Oh, we
You remember when they
jumping now.
popped?
Oh yeah, they popped.
Anyway, they popped and we boxed 6.
We lost one.
Big
Yeah,
day.
it lost
that was a big
one.
day over on
No.
the sand.
We'd have no more ice chests. 178 got, and then she won't fit in it.
Oh,
We
no.
20-foot makeup.
No.
We ain't got no room.
No, the
ice chest.
head's sticking out. It's time to go.
Yeah,
Gotta cut them in
we
half.
gotta go. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
gotta
gotta go
It's
to
all
the
head
house.
off.
Yeah, it's
That was bad.
So what happened?
6 fish. It was stupid.
So
Wow.
so back to the three.
Those are the good days.
So
of
back
COVID.
to
Good
the
day.
back to
But
the
anyway, everybody
back
knows.
to the
Yeah.
3
Chance
years
said
we
one
beat
at a
Versailles.
time, gentlemen.
I gotta be the referee. All right, hush.
Go ahead,
Mike's got
Joey.
the table.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the 3 fish that beat us. That was one of the fish because I went to Walmart and they had a damn cork with the little wire.
forgot about the
later
cork.
with the thing on it. You know, I'm like, well, shit, we ain't got a towel. Should we have towel right there?
I forgot about the cork.
Yeah.
So
I'm
look,
sorry, guys.
So I get on the boat. I ain't say that to man. These fish are all over. Look, we broke one off. I took my little Walmart rig. Didn't have to have reading glasses back then. I tied it all up.
Yeah.
Look, put me a poke on it, throw it out.
Hit me
Look,
with that tie one more time. That was good.
Yeah,
Look, tie.
tie it all like that. Look. Look, put me a poke on that, threw it out. Look, woo, woo, woo. I said, oh, we on now. Oh, I said, oh,
You had to
Wally
do-
World.
Oh, GTI screaming.
Oh no, yeah, 3
No, it was
309.
309. Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. It
Yeah.
was it was
Yeah,
Jimmy Buffett.
No, Jimmy Buffett. Oh, the Jimmy
That's
Buffett
another
rod.
story.
Yep.
So I had
Damn.
Hope y'all got some time, ladies and gentlemen. 'Cause this ain't happening
This
anytime
ain't
soon.
happening anytime soon.
I had the white
Yeah.
pin slammer,
Yo,
Jimmy
slammer.
Buffett, combo
Buffett.
pack from
302
Walmart.
GTI,
Oh,
boys
yeah.
and girls.
So look,
Mike threw the gear.
All right,
Tell
y'all.
him, Mike.
God, look, hey,
Leave
stop,
Mike.
stop. You can't talk to
Hey,
I
I'll
can say you
I'll
again.
mute your mic
Yeah, you
over
can't
here.
talk. Go ahead, Mike. You
so
got it.
look, I put it in gear. I said, I got his ass. Boy, I rolled up. Boom! I jerked it like that. When I jerked it, look, everything come off the cork. The old dude swimming around. I'm like,
So you hooked one and just destroyed that Walmart
Yeah.
rig
Yeah.
straight out. He's still swimming around with it.
hey, I
probably.
bought the
He's probably
rod.
got it today.
I bought
Oh, he
the-
still got
Yeah,
it.
I
today.
bought the rod and reel and the jig from Walmart. It was $109.
What year
You
was
should have took
this?
the whole thing and threw it
This
over.
was about
water.
99.
David Jones locker.
Shit, $99, $100.99. That
Shit,
wasn't cheap.
hey.
That wasn't cheap.
Hey,
that
I
wasn't
made-
cheap.
I only brought home $375 a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's a 30-year income.
So that's when we
For a
decided
week. If my math's right.
we're not using Walmart rigs anymore. No, the big court with the
Yeah.
Walmart rig.
Yeah, here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm hearing.
Go ahead, Jared.
You guys have been in it for a while, and you've learned some shit, and you started at the bottom. That's
Oh,
what
the
I'm hearing.
bottom.
The bottom.
The bottom of screw ups.
Hey,
So when I see y'all doing all this fancy stuff,
Mm.
and y'all know all this, and it's like these guys are seasoned because you put the time in.
We
That's
don't
what I
need
hear.
Freemans.
Hey, listen.
You with me?
Hey, seasoned, and I don't need no Freeman.
No,
They
I
don't
that
know
down.
about that.
Write that down.
706.
Write that down,
Write that
Jared.
down, Joey.
hey, you
Next
can go
lap
down
there.
there Saturday. We still ain't got no damn friends.
Still ain't got one.
we ain't gonna get us one.
No.
Can't
No.
afford.
We're not going fast.
Would you feel right in a Freeman? Honest to God.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, at 70 miles an hour to 47 Freeman is pretty freaking sweet.
Hey, if somebody's
well-
out doing off at his house, you can guarantee that's a
Hey,
good
yeah.
job.
Hey, I put SIBO on there with me, and Mike, we don't.
JJ,
Hey, if we
You
can't
drive one
drink
of
beer
them-
and ride and listen to radio,
well,
we
it's
ain't
too
riding
fast.
Hey,
You will be luck.
no, because nowadays they increased. We got glass around us.
Okay.
Oh man.
Is my shirt going to get up here like that?
Oh, damn, there they are.
But I'm going
First
fast.
nipples on the show.
You with me?
First nipples on the show.
JJ's going to go 77. Well, guess where your shirt goes?
Yeah, and that's what happened in that video.
And I'm not
that y'all
going to
shot.
do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
JJ,
Hey,
we got to go
Wait.
beer. Mike, tell JJ
I'll
about
cut it
beer
down
drinking
to-
speed.
Hold on.
Cut it down
I'm
to
cutting
6.
y'all off. Hush.
Shut
So,
up.
3 years ago, Josh Patello put
Yes.
on his tournament,
Absolutely.
and they had the Freemans in there, and we were in a 36-foot yellowfin, and those Freemans literally got to Horn Island before we even made the turn.
Absolutely.
And in y'all's boats, in y'all's world, the old school, y'all don't care.
No,
we don't.
Everybody else can go because y'all know where y'all are
We look
going,
for the
and
big
you
girl.
know what time y'all are going to get there. And if it takes you 4 hours to get there, 3 hours to get there, that's putting bait together,
Yeah.
drinking a couple beverages, drinking
Yeah.
some
Let me ask
more
you,
beverages.
well, you're not looking for multiple bites. You're looking for the bite, and that's
The
where the
big girl.
game.
Well, I was
hold on.
going back to being a team.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like
We're
we
slow.
run through Point Cadet. We know what's going on. This guy's doing this. We've done this for 20 years.
20 plus years.
And that makes a big difference. Correct.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this though. So when you talk about speed, getting there, right? Because you're saying they're at Horn Island before you even make the turn, right? From y'all's perspective, you don't care about that because, and I'm asking, so I don't know. If they get there first, if that fish is there, they catch it first. No,
That's right.
No?
They would-
No.
all right. So break that down.
If
Hold on,
they're
JJ.
jigging,
You got to let me have the mic.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
baby.
I ain't
Okay.
saying nothing because you and I are on the same page. I know what you.
All right. You can beat me down there,
Mm-hmm.
but in 2015, when you catch a 74 on Saturday and you catch a 75 on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
they can go wherever they want. And you catch a 52 on Saturday. So
What
Well, I think the
no,
difference is. I think the
it's
difference
the beach
is.
fish.
I think the difference
It's
is.
the migrators.
You know where you're going.
That's
so
my-
the big fast boats are going to hit the rigs. Boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom,
30,
boom, boom.
40.
They're jigging.
They might
boom, boom,
find a
boom.
50.
Right, but they're going to get there before everybody else. Have clean water, jig,
Yeah.
and then figure out where they're going to go from there.
But you got
So they're going to
chance
catch
to-
a lot of the small men.
Yes.
See, this is what I was asking and didn't understand. Everybody shotgun start. Boom. Y'all aren't
Right.
all headed to the same bar,
Oh,
the
it's-
same spot. You know where you're going, and those guys typically ain't. Now, if they go where you are planning to go, they have the advantage, though, still, right? But they're
Absolutely.
not going there.
but
Okay,
none of
okay.
them Freemans
All right,
or
I
none
got
of them big the yellowfins, none of them are going to sit on the bar.
Right,
I
right.
hate to say this,
Right.
besides Chance and them, y'all are kind of the old school way
Absolutely.
of doing
Oh, he embraces it.
lemon fish.
I'm going to brace it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And-
Okay.
And I wanted to bring this up a few minutes ago about the what is the lure of the lemon fish tournaments, because we
Go the other way,
Hey,
Mike. Go the
dang,
other way, Mike.
Mike.
Don't go that way.
God,
God, that's the first time that's happened
Yeah,
too. I
that's
love that.
cool.
I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
So, Joey.
Yeah.
Tell me, everybody has a speckled trout tournament. Everybody has a red. God,
Right.
dang,
I
Mike.
wish we'd have got that on video. God,
That'd be
dog.
great.
Explain to me the lure of the cobia tournament and why it's so
Okay.
prestigious
shootout.
down here.
All right, I got
Let me
it.
tell you about the shootout. All right, Joey. The shootout is a
Yeah.
flare start about 6 a.m.
Right.
The thing about it is that back in the day in 1999, when I caught the 78 pounder, everybody was the same. Today, 99, 15, what are we looking at? 25?
Yeah.
They can smoke it. They will beat your. I'm not going to 108, but when you get on that beach and you get set up, Hussein threw the anchor overboard one time on a shootout and caught a 80 and a 50 like that. Stupid stuff.
What these boys don't realize, and look,
it's cruisers. They're migrating.
I have been 100% blessed. I ain't gonna beat around the bush. I've got to run everything from 100-foot 92 Vikings all the way down to all the center consoles that you see out today. And the old school guys will always have a foot up. And why do I say that? Because the speed is eventually, because I'm guilty of it, I'll sit there for a little while and I get antsy. Man, I can do 70 knots. Why am I sitting here right now when I got 70 knots?
And beating the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all hunker down. I'm going to go down here and check this. So I'll blast off, and I'm guilty of it 100%.
So
I'm gonna take off, and you got Sebo sitting there, and he's gonna sit and wait. And eventually, while I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off,
you're fishing.
So
I mean, that makes total sense. I mean,
correct.
Y'all know the fish are coming
fishing
to the fence.
Eventually, the fish are going to show up.
We could hit 30 rigs and not see a single daggum fish.
And listen, so a lot of the things have changed from when I started cobia fishing in 19. God, I'm aging myself. I was young, but 1989 was the first time I ever went cobia fishing. Climbed up in the tower. John Hawley was running the Invicta. That was the first time I ever got to go cobia fishing in Destin. So I'm 9-10 years old. To what it is today, I think the fishing is getting better farther to the west. To the east, it sucks. Why do I say that? We can get into that. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that would take days to figure it out.
No, you're not going to figure it out. But I think the migratory patterns change because of building the beaches. 100%. I don't think it's anything other than that. I think there's more people on the beach. There's more noise on the beach. You got that hydrocyte, that sound pushing the fish offshore. But look, if you draw a line from Tampa, you kind of line it up.
Good.
No, how much?
There we go. No, we're an hour in. We're an hour in.
Did we?
Yeah, we go all night.
Those fish will pop up.
You got to roll? You got to go?
Those fish pop up
I'm going to tell you.
by us.
All right, yeah, we got time.
Those fish pop up by us and where we're at. So I think the fishing to the west, from our neck of the woods to the west of the river, on down the line, is going to get better and better over time for cobia fishing.
That's going to be a story for another time because, and then we want to get you back on, JJ, to understand the difference between what Destin used to be and what Destin is now.
So,
because it is
awful.
It's not very good.
It's awful.
Sebo, all the boys from Biloxi don't. There's a lot of guys that know who I am, but there's a lot of guys who don't. Sebo knows I came up in the 80s and 90s in Destin. So I came up through the highlighted that. That's where I cut my teeth.
And I would be.
I'm an old
Destin I was down there 3
Yeah.
weeks on the Destin Harbor, all them tournaments. That's where I come.
You went to Vic.
So you went to Victims. You didn't go to Vic's. That was Victims.
Y'all getting off subject. I told you we were going to do this show next
Mike,
week.
Mike, pull that down. Pull that mic back into you.
Yeah,
we got a request for another Mike story.
Let's do another Mike story.
Mike's
Let's do
here.
another Mike story.
Well, I still want to know y'all's why lemon fish out of Check.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hold up.
Hey.
All right, y'all let us know back out there on the interwebs. Can you hear us? You should be able to. I think what happened was so much bullshit was talked, it fried the whole thing.
We done messed the whole thing.
Give me an audio check.
Check. Somebody, who's in there?
All right.
Chance, give us an audio check.
Let's go, Chance.
Yeah,
Come on, Chance.
Corey, somebody can you hear
good.
That's our people.
Yeah,
you know that.
We should be good.
I love me
my
some
thing
Chance.
is,
Go, Joey.
we put on a tournament,
Right.
and we have the same people show up. White trout, redfish, speckled trout, like that. Cobia is kind of like a cult following. Like,
Correct.
Very
you
cool.
have got to
%.
be
Very cool.
You have got to be a little off your rocker to fish for cobia,
and have a little extra jingle.
Every
Throw at other people.
So listen to me.
No, every time you have a cobia tournament, it's the worst weather you could possibly.
It could be.
And you're leaving. You're going.
Yeah.
So
why is that?
Y'all boys know I've been around the world chasing these things. Not cobias, but marlins, right? I would rather fish a cobia tournament than a marlin tournament.
I think what
100%.
I want to
Joey's
know
asking
why do y'all keep going back to the cobia tournament?
Yeah, what's the allure
What's
over
the
other
allure?
fish?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or other fish.
When you pull in a dock, and you got the bow, Pam, all the.
I've been sitting on that one.
Now, okay.
Answer the first question, please.
Yeah.
First,
So
and then
what's the allure with cobia
first.
over any other fish?
All right. So what we're looking for is like it was in 13 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they had 4-stroke engines that could run really fast, and all of a sudden these fish showed up at Chandelier. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting there, staying on our stand, and we pop up. They could run for every eternity of the Gulf to West Texas,
You ain't gonna outrun them.
and you still ain't got the studs.
Yeah, you don't need to run. You're right there.
No,
Yeah.
but it happens. In other words, we continue to stay on our stand. That's our mission statement. Stay on your stand.
Y'all are old school.
I'm 59 years old. Mike's 55 years old.
Nobody has to guess where you're fishing for a cobia.
Oh, no.
Everybody knows y'all are going to Chandelier.
Yeah.
If we don't come home that night, they know where to go find us.
right where to go.
They can follow your track.
But you see what I'm saying is that in Mississippi, out of our Gulf, we're not sight fishing,
No.
like JJ says.
No.
So, and I appreciate all his sight fishing adventures. We tried that. It sucks.
It's a different fishery.
Yeah.
Totally different water.
But I can spank their ass with a chomper.
Yeah.
But I need to fish. Without the fish, all you are is a shrimp boat out there
Just feeding stingrays and sharks.
and just throwing stuff over.
Boy, you're chumming.
You're chumming.
Yeah,
You're
Right.
chumming.
Right. But why do you not like the chumming versus just sitting on your stand? It's just,
No, the cobia is looking for a grocery.
right.
It's lazy.
It's lazy
It's the
as a
laziest-
catfish.
The only other fish I know that swims in the Gulf of Mexico is as lazy as a cobia. Back me up on this. Is an amberjack.
You're probably so right.
Yeah.
But
You don't want to catch him.
the cobia is
They
gonna
got worms.
cruise around.
Yeah.
In other words,
Cobia, amberjack's not.
but look, guys.
So you got IGF rules on the
Yes.
tournament, right?
IGFA.
IGFA, yeah. 7 rod or lines in the water at one time. I think it's what it is.
we never go over that.
Yeah.
We just put.
So what are you putting out there? You're putting balloons. You're putting bottoms. What are you doing?
Classified.
70 is classified.
It's classified. But I'm gonna tell you.
Are you ready,
I'm gonna
Jared?
tell you. But I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you.
Sibo says
Make it quick.
Man, you stand.
70%
Man, you stand.
of
like
the
you said.
50 fish, 50 pounders that is caught on my boat has come straight under the chomper.
Back of the boat.
1,000,000%.
And y'all are free line and pitching to them?
No, watch this.
No,
Easy
Put it
now.
right on you
Joey's
go.
trying to get y'all's secrets.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
watch out.
Hey,
I
we
figured-
don't have it 2 more years.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey, Mike, I figured, look,
They're swimming
Watch
up the
this.
shell
have it
line.
2 more years.
click and straight down on the 30-degree
To
rod
the
hole.
bottom.
Poop behind a chomper.
Yes.
No, under the boat.
Under the boat.
Yeah.
They're swimming up
And you're
the shell
throwing
line.
a live bait behind the
No,
chomper.
a live cat straight down.
So
Yeah, he just gave it away, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, SIBO, just give it away.
So over the years,
all you can do is go.
Hey, it's like look, it's like
when it hits the bottom.
It's like joining the fishing.
JJ, what did I say?
Love you to death. Shut up.
I ain't shutting up.
Hey,
all right, shut up. Mike's got the floor.
Hey,
Mike's got the floor.
Mikey's talking.
Over the years, they said we painted eels on the bottom of our boat. Remember when they told us that?
Dang.
They said SIBO's down there at painting eels on something.
No.
Like,
you know what? Hey, SIBO, did my Uncle Brian tell you to do that? That sounds like some shit he would do. Did he tell
No.
Please, God, tell me he didn't tell you that.
You know how many tuna fish I painted on the bottom of a boat?
No doubt.
SIBO almost died.
He just almost
right
died
there.
with a
Then they got tell us that SIBO must have eels painted on the bottom of his boat.
Did my Uncle Brian tell you to do that?
Hey,
catch your
y'all
breath.
killing
Yeah,
me.
catch your breath.
I'm going to tell you out of
Uncle
30
Brian didn't tell me to do
All
that.
right, but that's some shit he would say.
That's some shit he would say.
Give us the
Damn, for
rundown
sure,
on what y'all are throwing, because a lot of people don't
There's
know.
no
what they're
throwing.
Eel.
I know, but you got eels, you got crabs, you got croaker, you got
Joey
hardhead.
wants all the
let me give you the spread.
JJ, look at JJ's face. JJ, do that again.
Hot dogs.
Do that again.
No,
A damn Kobe eat anything besides a boot.
let me
Because
give
I'm
y'all the
listening
spread.
And I'm laughing because 99.9 of what Joey's saying
Yeah.
is hearsay.
True.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
No, it's hearsay.
No.
You can't believe nobody.
But behind hearsay.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
You got
Yeah, behind hearsay,
It's a little bit of truth.
there's a lot of truth.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
In the
Big old-
fishing world, look, I'm going to lead you in the right direction,
Tyler Smith says that
but you about to stumble
What
through
Tyler
this.
say?
big old blue crab is a secret weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyler.
That's a Michael
Hey, look.
Fournier.
Well, hey, Michael Fournier catches his fair share.
I know
right
he
he
does.
does.
He's
a damn
good.
16-foot
good.
boat. Yeah,
All I
good.
got to say is a
Here we
hardhead
go.
catfish.
Correct. He good. We did that.
I'm gonna tell y'all
Corey
about
said
that.
it's a hard-boiled egg.
I know it's good enough.
So the 30-something years we fished,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the most memorable out of all of them. And
Yeah,
we
give us
won
that.
of several.
Hit us with it. Is that a bullet point?
Yeah, that's one of the bullet points.
All right, so listen. So Danny is only, due to weather, has only had this tournament on Mother's Day.
Mm.
Oh, Jesus.
So we skipped a weekend because the weather was bad. We did Mother's Day. So Mother's Day weekend, wife, my mother,
right.
we out there. I said,
We lost chance that day too.
it was, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
He said,
SIBO, you don't have the floor. You got to shut up. You don't have the floor.
You don't have to call.
Yeah.
SIBO, you ain't got the call.
Hey, here it
Yeah.
is. Look,
Yeah.
look. Here it is. If you don't have that in front of you, you can't talk.
remember we lost chance because the mama
still
said he
talking.
couldn't go.
You're still talking.
So 3 days. So we did a 3-day.
That
I told her, I said, if we're not
2011. by
God
the way.
dang.
I'm
You
just
knew this was
I
going to
can't
happen.
do it. I can't do
You
it.
knew it was
I can't
going to
do it.
happen.
okay, Joey. I'll stop. Mike's got the floor.
Thank you.
I said,
Y'all got Joey's OCD.
I told her, I said,
Don't
in
make
2
it.
days, if we're not in the running, I'll take off. We'll do Mother's Day.
Right.
She said, okay. So we went one day, second day, we caught fish both days. We was probably about fourth. We wasn't.
SIBO's not allowed
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah.
Don't look at
don't
him.
ask.
I'm out.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
out.
So anyway,
You got the floor, Mike.
Yeah.
so,
What
was
was the fish? It was 3 fish then,
it
right?
was 3 fish.
Yeah, 3 fish.
It was
yeah.
3 fish. So we get them up there that night, Sunday night. And I'm like, Saturday night. I'm like, ah, damn. I said, SIBO, what we gonna do? He said, well, we calculate and everything. And he's like, that's all we need is a 50, and we're winning. I said, really? He said, yeah, because we can go this, and whatever. I'm like, all right. He said, you going? I said, yeah, I'm going. So we always stayed at the palace. So we went back to the truck, called the wife. I said, hey, we're going to fish tomorrow. She's like,
I bet she was happy. She was happy.
I said, what do you mean you're going to fish tomorrow? I said, well, that's all we need is a 50, and we'll win. She's like, it's Mother's Day, right? And I said, yeah. I said,
I'll be back by noon,
I said,
Mama.
I had one call before that. I called my mother, and she said, go win it.
Oh, God.
That's what his mama
hey,
said.
Hold on. That's the second 1990s style answer.
Yeah, his mama
Yeah.
said.
No, my
Put her in the corner.
Yeah.
I called my mother first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Respect.
said,
Respect.
She said,
Y'all gonna win it.
She
Yeah.
said, you gonna win it? I said, yeah. She
Them
said, go
90s
get it.
mamas are tough, bro.
So look, so Amy hung the phone up on me.
Rightfully so.
Without saying bye.
Correct.
I say about
Correct.
Yeah. So we go
Amy,
back
all right.
to the thing. Is that when he was hollering with the gun?
No, that was 15.
That was another story. So look, we get on the boat. That's another story. So we get on the boat.
Hold on,
we
Cap.
go.
Hold on. Wait, stop. Hollering with the gun. That's another
yeah,
story.
That's another story.
You gotta stay on track.
Hey, you don't have to. You don't have to coast.
You ain't got the coaster.
You ain't got the coast.
Yeah, get
So-
rid of this coaster.
So
Mike's
anyway,
got the coast.
we went to the palace. We got in there, went out there, caught the fish, come in first place. So when we won, my daughter was
That was
from-
Kelly Dick's fish.
Yes, Kelly Dick's going.
Oh, the
Kelly
one that
Dick
was
is coming
on
back
top.
to fish with us.
Yeah.
He called a good one 2 weeks ago, right
I
before
know,
Thursday.
So he's
Yeah.
coming back.
Oh no, he's coming with us.
He's coming with us.
We're bringing a good luck, John.
So when we got there, Danny had my two kids. They were young. They were hauling out the wards,
Mhm.
and I knew we wanted, but I didn't tell them no different. And it was kind of like, we ain't winning the Super Bowl, but look, I told them, I said, look, when they won, I told my son, I said, you tell them we going to Disney World. So,
We better take all y'all money.
Yeah.
look, hey, we took every one of them. I said, yes, where are we going? I said, we're going to Disney.
Yeah.
And we did.
And you did?
Yeah, yes,
All right.
sir.
Oh, we
Okay. I'm
did.
impressed. I'm
No,
impressed.
listen,
I'm impressed.
So over the years that we've always won a little something. We won it a couple of times. We've always been in the money.
Yeah.
So my kids, Chance, all them kids come down there, we bought them something. Whether it was a Lego set,
A boat.
I mean, we've been gone for 4 days.
He was in the doghouse. I know what
We
you was
were
doing.
in the doghouse.
Yeah, you was buying back.
We back in right.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
had to
yeah,
take-
yeah.
you
we
had to
were
take-
buying the rights to get back in the
Yeah, you had to
Thank
take your
you.
wife
Thank
out to
you.
dinner,
Yeah.
and then you had to buy the kids something to make sure
Yeah.
that you was still
Everybody's good now.
Yeah.
Daddy got the fish.
But
We want
my
money.
most memorable one was the Mother's Day. When
Yeah,
I-
the
What y'all
Mother's Day.
wanted.
Yeah, when she called, she said, "It's
The-
Mother's Day," and I said, "I done called my mother."
Hey, what's your wife's name? You said Amy.
Amy,
We got to get her on the show.
Oh,
with
yeah.
you because I need to hear the other
no,
side.
we'll put her on the Heather's
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll let her
yeah,
go that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
right.
Hey, you talk about what would that be? A 180 of storytelling?
Yeah, 180.
Like, you told it like that. She's gonna tell it
So
completely.
you talking about 30 years of cobia fishing?
And she's been married to you this whole time.
She's
She
got
must be a saint.
No,
This woman's
gotta
a
be.
saint. This woman's a
there ain't
saint.
no doubt.
This woman's a saint.
so she's got her whole
Say
different
yes,
version of the
Cap.
story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey,
oh, for sure.
cobia babies. I'm going to tell you right now. And
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
You told me this at the tournament the other
okay.
day.
so
Yeah,
you
here
got
it is.
cobia babies.
I got one of them.
All these years, if you have a baby between January 15th and February 15th, you got a cobia baby.
Explain.
So when you're out there 4 days of fishing,
I already knew you was
With a bunch of hard
I already knew
legs.
you was going with this
so,
shit.
so if your baby, hey, you know when my baby's birthday is?
Mhm.
January
Makes
29th.
sense.
January 28th.
God.
Right in the gap.
Dog.
Stamp.
Dog.
Hey,
Right
I was
together.
there too. Look, I think
Gore flows.
Hey,
Oh.
Danny Battalo's
Yeah.
been responsible for
For
probably-
more bursts on this
Yeah.
Well,
one.
he should have to pay some
Yeah.
money off
That's
of
what
it,
I said.
right?
Old Papa Son needs to
Yeah,
help
he
me
got
out.
to pay some money off of it.
Y'all need to get old Papa Solon on the show.
Good. If he's
Yeah.
got all these babies 4 days
Hey,
out,
I need some college money. I got
yeah.
two fixing to be
Hey,
in.
Yeah.
I think Megan's got a video of Danny Patello with Macy on his shoulders, trotting down the road, chasing the damn. What was it, Megan? Help me out.
She ain't here. She ain't here,
She ain't
JJ.
Ain't here.
No. It was Megan will tell you she'll jump on it. She'll jump on it. Danny Patello's got Macy on his shoulder, hauling ass down the road, Mardi Gras ball.
Ripping it.
Mardi Gras.
Ripping it.
Danny didn't check up.
Look, Corey in the comments said, tell him about the BB gun. SYL. Don't spit it out, Sebo. But hold on. Before we do that,
All right.
y'all
Y'all want to go to commercial break?
well, it's going to be kind of like that.
Oh, you want to do some sponsors?
No, I want to do the Harlem Shake. But
Okay.
I want,
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
But what?
Jared, roll the Harlem Shake.
But what I got to do.
go ahead and explain
Yeah,
this.
you got to explain.
Explain.
Okay.
Explain.
And do a good job, Sebo.
All right.
And tell us the year. This is
No EX. Explain.
No, you
SP.
said do a good job.
Explain.
2013.
There, ladies and gentlemen, that's been a few years ago.
Yeah. We borrowed Kenny Balessa's boat, Fish on Charters,
All right.
and we won the Gorn Flows Cobia tournament. And we caught 10 fish. So that day we had 7 fish, and we made a video called the Harlem Shake before the super videos come out live on
YouTube. This
and the Harlem Shake was a
popular video.
Hit it.
The video.
But let me ask you this though. Go ahead.
What it?
Where you had a
The
video
Harlem Shake was,
where it was like everybody stopped.
Oh yes,
and then everybody started doing something.
People might not know about the Harlem Shake.
That's a long time ago.
What kind of cameras why was there a camera on the boat back in 2013? Using a cell phone camera then?
I have no idea what Ben had.
No, Ben had the real video.
Yeah, he had a video.
He had it on the shoulder.
Like a mini video.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. There was no phones.
No. 13 there was, but I don't know what the camera was like.
Yeah.
Hit it, Jared.
Hold on, let me hit it real quick. Hold on one second.
We're not going to say a word.
No, we're not going to say a word.
We're going to let her rip.
I guarantee you're going to say something.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Hold on. I got it right here. All right, ladies and
hit
gentlemen.
it, Jared.
We're going to hit it. Go ahead.
Hit it, Jared.
Hit the
All right,
piston. This is fish on.
Okay.
We barred it because it was going to be raining.
Who's in the banana
Coast
suit?
Wrangler magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in the banana suit?
That's Ben Bloodsworth.
Okay.
Somebody's got the sweet baseball bat. That was right to foul us.
So is this what goes on during the
Yeah.
tournament? Yeah. Y'all are doing this the entire time.
Hey, if you catch 7 fish, that's what
We got 7 fish in the box.
Hey, we win a chicken dinner.
Win a chicken dinner. That's my son and Corey. They like teenagers.
And now they have their own thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's an owl, yeah.
Yeah, he's in there.
That's Chance.
Okay, he's in this. Okay.
They humping the gum.
Yeah. I see him.
No, it was stupid.
That's them right there.
They be lighting you up here in a minute.
Okay, Chance is in the comments.
Oh yeah, he's there. I promise you, he's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chance,
So
right.
y'all are passing that down.
We're passing
Family.
it
That was a
down.
good video. That was a good video. That was fun.
No.
Y'all was having a
Especially
good
what
time.
was that? 2000.
That's what we want.
13. Yeah.
At 2000, that's what we want.
And I think
I want y'all to know
think
that's 15 years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
JJ.
So we've been doing this for 32 years.
That's what we're looking for.
We old.
so.
man.
I know.
How do y'all feel about Josh taking on Danny's tournament?
I like it.
I think it's a great thing.
Now, when
Josh.
you say take it on, do you mean
Or the shootout.
what you mean by that?
Yeah. So
The shootout.
So Danny has his tournament, and if from what I'm hearing, he's not far from getting out of the game.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
So Josh, Michael McDermott, Hussein have taken over the Cobia tournaments on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
you-
I was
how do you like that? Yeah.
I agree. 100. Danny's been doing it for years.
Danny
Patel,
Patel
him and Lori has been doing this and has been doing a very great job over
They
the
need to
years.
retire.
But you know what? They need to set back. Josh does a good job with the, they do good. And
Yeah.
it's a legacy, so it needs to keep
You have
going
to.
on. And we will, I told Sebo, until we can't get on this boat, we ain't going to do it.
You ain't far.
Yeah, we ain't far. We're not far.
Hey, at one day
Well,
tournament is a whole lot easier than the 4
Dude,
day
I couldn't walk for 2 days after this.
Hey, listen.
But hey, you made it today, and I appreciate that. I
Hey.
appreciate that.
Let me tell y'all something. I ain't far. I'm far behind them. But I ain't far in front of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
2 days of tuna fishing on a 47 frame
There
at
you
70 knots.
JJ, you fish on a luxury yacht.
Right. I love you guys.
You got AC
On the
and
normal day. Yes.
Okay, all right, okay.
But when the
'cause-
boss shows up and goes, "Hey, you know what? We're going to take the 47T
It's
and
still
we're
luxury.
going to roll out."
I know.
This dude's like, I got to take
I know.
a 47,
I know.
bro,
I know.
today.
I know.
Hey,
I love you,
Yeah,
and I'm
Jared.
proud of you.
I love y'all too.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. 70 knots, you beat the boogers out your nose.
Yeah.
Okay. Jared.
Yeah, I'm
We ain't
listening.
worried about it.
I'm listening.
JJ, turn this mic off. Turn JJ's
No,
mic
no,
off.
no, no, no.
Hey, JJ.
Let's Sebo knows.
Go ahead.
I fish on a crab skiff.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Sebo,
Okay.
where'd I come from?
Yeah, we know
crab.
you
Oh, we
started
know
from
that.
the bottom.
Yeah,
We know
yeah,
you started from the bottom. Ain't
But
nobody
look.
denying that, JJ.
Well, we're at right now. We're in crab skis fishing.
I got a
JJ, you know how it is whenever you
And
start
we're
from the bottom,
old
but you make it to
yeah.
the top.
I ain't made.
You getting the hate right now
Yeah.
just because you at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
no,
at
no,
the
no,
top.
no. Let me know when I get to the top.
All right, we're gonna let you in on this last story.
Them light bills
you
still
know
come.
what?
Top's out.
My biggest takeaway from this
Where's
is
the
that
top?
now
All right, go, Jojo.
now cobia fishing,
Yes,
the torch has been passed
correct.
from Danny and Kenny had his on to Josh and them, and now the youth.
We're trying to
y'all are calling us youth because we're your son's age.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then our kids will have the same, a little different stories, but kind of the same as y'all.
So
tell me about the people that's not going to be here that used to be there that's not there.
So
the Bambi.
So you had the old
Wayne Champagne's dead. Billy
Martin Mixer.
Yeah.
Was there with us every time.
They loved
Champagne.
it.
Billy Davis.
He's
Beefeater.
Yeah,
was
Beefeater.
A prime time fisherman. Every time when you went out, you had to compete
against them.
Because listen, we were the young
last
bucks.
lady. Crochet.
We were
This is the shit we had to deal with.
So Danny, when we started this stuff with this outboard with the 20, they said, look, these guys went out on 18-foot tri-hulls and made it to Chandelier.
Yeah.
So Danny's heard this shit, and Danny's the one that can tell you this. Danny's like,
oh yeah,
his biggest thing was they said, man, y'all got this thing 22-foot Mako with a 25-foot 225 Yamaha. Y'all can run all over. And these guys ain't got nothing. So Danny heard it from the old guys to our little open fishermen. He's heard it from us with the 4-foot motor.
Evolution.
So kind of what I'm hearing, kind of what Joey,
like Joey said,
what Joey's talking about, touching on. No, we've had Jay Trossett on here. We've had Kenny on here.
Yeah.
We've had those guys. That's like 2 clicks back from behind y'all. We've heard
2 clicks.
We've heard their story. And now, Mike, you're giving us kind of y'all were the young bucks then,
with a medium,
and they're looking at y'all like these. Was it the 2 strokes? Like y'all got all this fancy
click.
shit.
Yeah,
is that am I right? Am I right?
Look, if you had a 22-foot boat with a 225 two-stroke,
right?
Yeah, you go anywhere.
Y'all was a runabout boat,
right?
The runabout.
So they were looking at y'all like y'all got all this technology and all this shit now.
So then when I bought Peevesville, when I bought that Hydrosport, and we put them hot
roll.
rod motors, it did 63 miles an hour. I was the fastest boat in the
we
fleet.
still went to the beach.
Yeah.
But you know where
I was fast.
I was the fastest one there. But then the next year, they got 3 motors and 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I was only a superstar for 1 year.
So what do y'all think?
Hey, but I can tell you this. I won the race.
1 year, though.
I won the race. I had 1 year.
He had the ring, baby.
He had the ring.
I'll break it down, and it's really a crapshoot, and it comes together every other year. Sometimes the fence wins it.
Yes.
Sometimes Ryan and them, Mike Lewis and them win it on a bay boat running a gun.
And 10 cases and Mr. Mallet. Kyle Mallet.
Rocky and them won it last year.
They rolled up.
What about the Bull Minnow?
No,
that's what I was just saying. Mike Lewis and
I'm thinking of Joey. I don't know the other guy.
Yeah, right.
But you talk about the 10 cases.
The fish is not going to be in the same place every year.
Let me ask
you.
They are not staying for you to figure them out.
There's no fences.
There's no fences.
And they got fins.
Yeah. JJ said it right.
That's true. But let me ask you this question. Going back to what I was saying about the Kenny's and Trossett and them years compared to what you're doing now.
Oh, yeah.
What do y'all think? Because that's the old school. Let's go y'all in the middle. And me and Joey are on.
I'm in the middle.
All right. Okay. What do y'all think about now when we got – Joey's mentioned it 10 times on the show. 47-foot Freemans, quad 400s on the back.
Right. My radar's on my phone where I can scope out where I want to go.
This is new to us.
Right.
But what is y'all's generation when y'all see that shit at these tournaments now? What do you think about it?
I got one statement. When I taught my son how to drive a boat, and Chance, we taught him the same way.
Right.
All right, you go out there and you cut every electronic off that boat, and you got that compass to get home. I guarantee you, 90% of these guys down here, if you go out there and they lose electronics, they'll be lost at sea.
Yes, I don't disagree with that.
North is north and south is south.
Right. So let me ask you.
I've always taught my son, so I was old shrimper. You know that from your daddy's boat.
Spell shrimper.
Spell a shrimper.
Hey, he got to spell it.
B-R-O-K-E. He stuttered on that. He stuttered on broke. I love it.
We broke asses.
Yeah.
Broke
I'm going to tell you this. The new generation's got all electronics in the world. You got all sat phones in the world. But I'm going to tell you something. When you get out there and your shit goes down, you got to know how to get home.
So
I love that answer, but I do because that's perfect. But I'm asking more about the tournament style. Sibo, you done shrunk down again. Something happened. We got to fix that shit.
That Pistons,
fire that Pistons.
Living
Fire that Piston back up.
All right, I'm back up.
All right, you back. You get too far down. Okay. Tell me about both of y'all.
So Jared, about the old school tournament style.
Right. So what you saw last weekend.
Okay. So there's going to be a chance that somebody with a single engine and wants to go beat the bag.
Yep.
And he's going to get the big girl.
Right. Chance. Not your son. Chance as
we can win.
Correct.
The big girl, and you can run all the way to Coquetry, Louisiana, and you can burn 1,500 gallons of gas.
Yep.
And you go to Coquetry, you're going to burn some fuel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean,
there's a chance that you're not going to win, and they have always got it in the back of their mind that the chandelier is going to kick their
chandelier
ass.
is going to pop off.
well,
have we always been there?
What is crazy is
always.
Well, hold on. What is crazy is with the Calcutta,
right?
They put the single engine in there because that's the minority.
That's right.
It's definitely the minority.
Like, if you got a single engine, you might as well be fishing off a paddle board.
No,
you know
this weekend there's no minority.
Yeah, they're all double engines.
No, we're all going together.
Yeah.
So what y'all don't understand, and
we're all
Sibo
going
does.
Together.
So back in the day when they did like the World Championship Cobia Classic,
absolutely, yeah,
Charles's tournament. So it didn't matter if you had twin screw, single engine, didn't matter. We talking late 90s, early 2000s. The guys with the 22, 25 foot boat had the same shot as a guy on a 75 foot bike.
Right.
Indecent.
That's what we're looking for.
No. All the way down the coast. Now the weigh-ins were indecent, correct. But those guys that came out of this neck of the woods, they run the ICW all the way down.
Right.
Yeah.
So they might catch that fish.
Rocky made a good point. He said,
"What did he say? What did Rocky say?
I didn't mean to cut you off. He said nothing feels better than slamming the dock with a single motor and beating those 3 and 4 motor.
Hell yeah!
That's what I was getting at.
That's where
What was
it's
the
at,
last year?
No, they did it last year.
Yeah.
Rocky done one last year.
No, they won last year.
Yeah.
Hey,
What was the last year we won?
1992.
so
How many times have y'all won it? How many times have y'all won it?
I've won the Going Flows 3 times. We won the last time in 2015.
We
won
the Gills. We won several different things, but we was in second a lot. We was always in the money.
Was the shootout and the 3-day or 4-day a different tournament back then?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So so you had the shootout.
So
that was a 1-day tournament.
For some way, we always slipped up in there with a fish, whether it be
whatever.
Third fish, whatever. We've always kind of, in the last couple of years, we always jingled. When we finally got the money to not sweat it, we always like, hey, man, we won second place in this. But I'm going to tell you, back in our early days.
That chair sucks. Sorry.
Hey, we had to fish for our bait because we couldn't afford it. We scratched everything we had to go do it.
Yep.
So when we used to fish this thing, it wasn't like nowadays, we like, man, I don't even call Kenny and tell him to give us 50 baits.
Yeah. Like we said, started from the bottom. Now you're here, right?
When you had a 4-day tournament, we was down there at 3 o'clock in the morning catching catfish.
Yeah.
And then we woke up and went to work.
Day.
Then the next day, my wife called it a cobia month. It was a 2-week deal.
Like hunting season.
It was worse than hunting season.
Yeah.
Because you get off work, you go change clothes, you'd fish till 1 o'clock in the morning, you get up, go to work, you fish till 1 o'clock.
No,
that's to catch bait.
It was April 1st to April.
If we didn't
all day,
if we didn't have 400 baits on a 4-day tournament, we wasn't going.
No, you got to have cats.
We've got 8 up on the sharks.
Yeah.
And instead of being at Going Flows drinking beer, we was a Saturday night, we was on the shrimp boat trying to catch more bait.
Right.
So back then it was 70-something boats. Now it ain't. So
what was it if you had to guess? But you had a 6-man crew, I would guess.
Yeah, five.
What would the cost to fish
then?
that tournament be?
Okay, this is how we do it. We all put in $500 apiece up front.
Okay.
Now you don't lose no friends over this.
that was a long time ago.
No, we're still at 500.
Well,
we're close.
I'm talking about back. I'm talking about
back in the day.
Yeah, $500.
$500. We prepay and we roll it out, and we still go to Gills to the
drink beer
safety
on
meeting.
the tank.
Yeah.
And look, in other words, you don't have to roll nothing out. We figure
and that would cover your ice, your fuel, your buy-in,
your pogies, and
you're catching your bait,
Yeah,
your live bait.
your
You
gross
go to
money.
Gills and we drink $300.
Bam.
I put it out there. Let's
Look.
go.
Mike's the banker.
It don't matter.
He's
Hey,
the
if we
banker.
gotta go to Waffle House,
Look,
we'll put out we got.
It's already paid for, baby.
anytime you jump on that boat with y'all, it's $500 for the tournament.
500.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nowadays, what?
That's
So
cheap.
back then was
That's cheap.
Hey,
Yeah.
back then was 500.
Now we
Hey,
still
you
we
didn't
was
bring home
500
but
this week.
500 a week.
Hey, Mike,
So now it's
we was
different.
500 this week.
Yeah, but now it's a little different.
money
that
different.
was
$500
that was a whole
That's a little
paycheck.
different.
You said it was a whole paycheck.
yeah.
Oh, it ain't no
you had to
doubt.
save for it. Now it don't mean as much.
Right, yeah.
But back in the day, you had to save. Man, you had 2 kids.
Yes.
Yeah, daycare was $250 a week.
Hey, Cap,
Hey, don't look it up
hey,
now.
Hold on, wait. You said $500 don't mean much.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
joking.
No, but
I'm joking.
my money's changed. It ain't the
It's-
same thing.
Correct.
No.
So look,
In our
course ain't
world,
right.
not in everybody.
Well,
But
okay.
in our
Let me
world,
break that
yeah.
down. Money's changed in 2 ways. Number one, $500 ain't what it used to be
No.
today. And number two, what you're talking about is you've
Right.
raised your kids, you're making better money now, and $500
Right.
even now doesn't hurt as much as it did back then.
so listen.
Yeah, I'm here.
So we had to start 3 months ahead of time. Start saving. this
Yep,
thing.
yep.
So,
Tell about catching cats, Mike.
so
On Mike.
Where are we at on the bullet points?
Yeah, where
over
we
here?
at?
I don't know.
Because
I
we
don't
about
know.
an hour and 40
Mike, can
into
you
it.
read that?
give me
Team,
your glass.
team eyeglasses.
No.
Let's go.
You
Hold
gotta
on.
go pee?
Team Ring Glass is
yeah.
coming on board.
All right, let's go.
You
So
got
the
your
more- the more we're drinking-
Let's hit 2 more and we're gonna wrap this
No,
up.
you want like 2 more bullet points?
Yeah, 2 more bullet points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, you better make it quick.
Make it good,
Make
Mike.
it your
too.
best
pick,
ones.
Pick the best ones.
The
Mike.
best ones you like.
You want the gills? Rubber
Yeah, Gills,
Let me ask
2011.
one question before we go into that.
Go
about
ahead.
Mike. About Mike.
Bye.
All right, Mike got fired multiple times. We've already
Multiple
established
times.
that he's been,
Oh, yeah,
he's been
he's
shit
fucking
canned.
out.
But there's some reason why he's still around, and there's some reason why
No,
right
he's
now
the best.
he's the one telling the stories.
No, he's the best.
He's the best, ain't he?
No, he's the best.
He's got the bullshit award. Is that what it is?
Oh, no.
Get the
definitely
gab?
got a bullshit.
I love it. It's your whole family too. You brothers got the same.
Oh,
I love it. I
No,
admire that.
that was
Mike,
no.
hey Mike, I admire that.
I love them all.
I admire.
I
it.
want to know.
Hey,
Jared.
about
Clarence is
rubbing-
like
So-
a brother.
I
Yeah.
want to know rubbing paint.
No, let's
Rub
rub
and
and paint.
All right, so
Yeah, rub and paint.
so on the
JJ's.
Uniflight, so we
Yeah,
decided.
rub and paint.
So we started to go off. We decided to go off the bar.
Yeah.
because we couldn't catch no.
Yeah,
fish.
we're gonna rub
All
paint.
right, we're gonna
hit
rub
that door.
some paint.
Rub
Look,
and
look,
paint.
hey, you see this?
No, it's Mike.
Hey,
Shut up.
we knew this one was going
Yeah.
like that. We already warned the audience, and
All right,
everybody's loving
all
it.
right, so we went over to the ships. Let's tie up
Yeah.
to the ships. So we tied up to the ships.
This is before.
4 ships. Hey,
Yeah.
cool.
You see this? You see this?
Hey, hey, we was way
See,
before.
Bo, cut your mic.
Yeah, I'm cutting.
We already
cut him
cut
off.
your stool off.
So you're past school and you're going over to the big
Yeah,
tankers.
we
Big
going to the.
tankers.
Hey, this before the ships was even cool.
Yeah.
So we get on this ship, man. So we over there, we can't anchor up, and we in that Unifight. That big, I mean, it's a tank. So the guy, little whatever he was, I said, "Hey," he said, "I'll throw you a rope." So he threw me a rope. I unhooked the anchor. I said, "Loop it around." What you talking? He ain't talking now. I said,
Yeah,
"Loop it
yeah,
around
yeah.
your thing." So he went up there and dogged it off. All right, storm. So we had 2 hours. Big squall come.
Oh, no.
Well, we start moving, but this damn
Ship ain't.
ain't said nothing.
moving.
So look, we coming around. Whoa! I'm like, untied.
Cut it. Yeah.
Look. They in there eating breakfast. They ain't worried about us.
Yeah.
We jerking on it. Me and Todd Rose, we jerking. I mean, look, when the storm hit, it was more than 50.
Oh man.
So Clarence is trying to keep the damn thing off the ship. We rub and race. I said, dude, we on this thing. We have to paint the side.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
I said, look. I said, rope's cheap.
Yeah.
So look, finally somebody gave us a damn knife. We cut it loose.
Yeah.
He had us tied up. I'm like, geez, we're gonna die.
What, he welded it on that son of a bitch?
He went up there and did the
old the old bustaroo on
Yo,
it.
gave me the old figure 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Robin racing. So that was one of them.
All right.
So,
That was one of them.
Give me the next craziest story.
Yeah, the
you
next
ever
one.
heard.
Pick one
Make
up.
this the finale, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, it's your finale,
If
Mike.
you had
Water spout.
Oh, the water spout.
All right,
All right, so
You
we
got the floor. Go ahead.
No, you got the floor, Mike.
So we sitting at chandelier.
Yeah.
Crank that mic back up, Sibo. Crank that mic.
So
We on the beast, Mike.
So Chance's first year he fished without us on his boat. So we up north, Daddy, y'all, we beat y'all here, bullshit. Well, we gonna go down here.
Yeah.
So we had.
He was trying to figure out if he was a man or not. He was trying to figure Daddy up.
I will say he beat us the first year. He did.
Yeah.
So we sitting down there,
During COVID.
and he's down. We over here sitting. I'm like, damn, that's a water
Chance,
spout.
shut up.
Shut up. What does he say?
So Chance
Not
is
yet.
coming in. I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, I think that's a water spout. Bullshit. We sitting there. It's coming down. It come by us, spun us sideways.
It hit the boat.
We on the hook.
Hit the boat.
Yeah.
So look, so Clarence is on the radio. He said, "Chance, y'all hunker down. It's come toward y'all." We watched it going. I'm like, we fixed to kill all these kids, man.
Yeah,
We won't be able to go back in.
Well, how old was Chance in 20?
6:27.
First year he fished
Oh, my
the
God.
boat.
Yeah. So he's young.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
like,
I'm like,
there's water spouts going.
I mean, they fly by. So
There's like 15 or 20 of them.
he's like, we all calmed down after. We like, ah, damn, man, they ain't get killed. So you know what's bad about it? I said, we're dumb enough to have our kids out.
So not only are y'all stupid, but now you bring your kids in.
We really stupid.
Mike, what'd your
And
lady
then-
say? What'd your lady say?
Oh no! So the next year,
This is probably the first time she's heard the story.
Yeah. Oh shit.
so
a lot about it.
No,
Gavin,
good job.
So Gavin, my son was on our boat.
Okay.
So he was on our boat. So Chance's big thing is, hey, let's go fish against him. I'm like, Gavin's still young, and I'm like, if Gavin would have been on that boat, I would have probably never got to tie up because she'd have went down there. And
Chance said he was.
Day one.
Chance said he was 20, maybe.
Baby.
Maybe.
He's at 26.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking like 19.
No, that's a dad
I'm
answer.
going to tell you the first.
No, that's what I'm talking
I'm going
about.
to tell you the first story that Chance Seymour ever drove the boat at night.
Right.
All right.
No, go ahead and get this one
All right,
out
I'm
of the
going to
way.
give this now.
'Cause this is going to be a good one.
All right, we're going to
So,
end it on this one.
We down here.
We're going to end it on this
Yeah,
one.
we go.
So
Because Mike Vasala can tell this one no better than anybody.
So we down there at the
Yeah.
boat. Well, we went.
No, it's like
we went hog hunting.
four-
and
like
that's a different
4:30.
story.
Hit him, Joey. Hit him, Joey.
Hit it, Joe. Sebo said,
So that's a different story. So anyway,
There you
captain's
go.
meeting.
Tilt it up, baby. Tilt that mic up.
So captain's meeting, we stayed out too late. That's how we gonna say it. We stayed out captain meeting too late. Well, back then, Chance first started chartering with Sebo. He still lived with his mama. His mama wouldn't let him. So I had to go pick him up.
Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta give.
Here,
Gotta
here.
give.
I got-
Sebo, you got the mic.
Sebo,
now.
you got the medallion.
mic.
Chance didn't have the charter boat license at the time.
Right.
He was a young man.
Okay. All right, Joey, hit him back. Hit him
Carry
back.
on,
Put it back,
Mike.
Joey.
He was 16.
All right. Good job.
All right. So look. So I went round the boys up. I had me, Clarence, my brother, several people. So we get down at the boat, and usually Clarence, before we got the hotel when we established that, was usually we first ones there. I can't find Clarence. I can't find my brother. There was nobody. So I got these kids. I said, let's get the bait on the boat. Maybe they're running late. So we get all the bait on the boat.
Chance is 14 when this happens. He just told us. 14, just for context, everybody.
Hey, Corey Casey. I said,
And
I said, all right. I said, that damn what it. So I opened the cabinet up there, and they're bunked up. And slept on the boat. Stayed out all night. I said, look. I said, Chance, fire this thing up. He cranked it up. Boy, he got it run. We checked our check that you got to do before you get on the boat.
Hold on. Y'all fired it up and then checked oil?
No, we checked it. No, we got a radio. We got to check before we do anything.
Yeah.
So I said, Chance, I said, get up there. He said, what do you mean, Mr. Mike? I said, get up there. I said, you drive this boat all the time. He said, well, I ain't never drove it at night. I said, well, it's a good time to learn.
Yeah. Tonight's a night.
So look,
tonight's a night.
Everything.
Where's it at? Small craft?
Yeah.
Still in small craft?
So I tied it. Look, he bumped it out. Boom, boom, boom. We got it out. Look, we put it on the plane. He said, Mr. Mike, I'm kind of nervous. I ain't driving out. I said, it ain't no different in the daytime.
You just can't see.
Run. So he's up top, but he's got a GPS down. I'm watching him. We took off. We started getting to the cut and it got rough. Well, they in the bunk. Boy, he got the bumping around.
The heads rolling.
He said, where are we at? I said, so we had ship out. God damn. I said, Chance, I'm on the bottom. We at boat station. I said, he's up there running.
So you could have grabbed the controls at any time.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Hey, he can drive better than me. I always
Yeah.
I'm not going to be listen.
But you was grown and he was 14.
Yeah. I just want to pause for 1 second.
Hey,
Sibo, we done went from Coke to Sprite now, Sibo? We done switched?
All we got left.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's all he's got left.
So-
I just want to make sure there wasn't something going over there. I didn't
Hey,
know about.
the kid drove a boat when he was 10. So look, we smoke it out there. Look, got out there, got set up. So when he got through the cut, he finally got up. So he went up there. We run up and put on the
Squash channel.
Chance is solid from
Chance is in the comments, just so y'all
Chance
know.
is solid. Chance is solid from the islands north.
14 years old in the dark.
Yeah.
In the dark.
No.
I give
What
it
do you
to him.
say?
Hey,
What do you say?
it's
Dad-
solid.
Dad
Right?
didn't
Look,
come out
Yeah.
out the bunk until Squash Channel. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dad did come out the bunk to
So we get out there.
That's 8 miles.
We caught.
I was bunked up.
We caught one or two fish.
It
I
ain't
can't
good.
remember. So my brother
For
Dwayne.
10 minutes.
So
Oh,
my
yeah.
brother Dwayne, he rolls out about 1:30. He comes
got
out.
a-
He stretches his arm up. He said, "Man, where we at?" I said, "Chandelier Isle." He
No,
said,
we got a-
"God
We got a
dang."
44 in the box.
He said, "Why we at Shell?" I said, "You supposed to leave me at the dock?" I said, "Well, you slept on the boat."
Yeah.
How can we leave you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't getting your big ass off the boat.
No.
Yeah, it's good
You
stuff.
fishing today.
So that was a second
fishing
place
today.
win or whatever.
Okay.
But that was a chance moment. Hey,
Nah,
that kid, and I ain't advertising about nothing.
nah.
That kid's a good
Yeah,
cat.
you are.
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah.
He's made our way
I mean, listen,
many a day.
we taught him a
Him
lot of
how
stuff
to
over the
be-
year, but he's took it to the next
Level.
extreme.
I love
Hey,
it.
Taking on your
No,
legacy.
Yeah.
100%. And
We've
so
made
listen,
him to be the man he is.
So a Destin boy that came over here to Biloxi and built a business, Chance is the shit.
Yeah,
I'm not beating heads. Chance is a very smart young man. He's a very good fisherman. So I laughed last year because I backed the Team Harvey boat in. He goes walking down the boat. Did he tell you about this?
No,
He goes
he
walking
didn't.
down the boat. He jumps on the boat and he's like, "Hey man, I know the captain of this boat." And I was like, "Oh, you do?" He's like, "Yeah, I know the captain of this boat." And I was like, "Cool, man. Let me show you around the boat a little bit."
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's fixing to step off. He's going to the dock. He goes, "You're JJ." I am.
Good shit. Good
He
shit.
goes,
No,
he goes, "Some bitch." I said, "You'll never live this down."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
So
right. That's right.
he'll be.
He's in the
he'll-
comments
yeah.
right now. He's going to chime in. In just
Yeah,
a
he'll,
second.
he'll
yeah.
come in.
All right.
He-
But that's good
so-
stuff.
That is good
JJ.
stuff.
He's a great kid. So,
Oh.
and listen, growing up the way we did, and it's
Salty.
very salty. It sucks to see the fishery that we grew up in disappear, right?
Mm.
100%. But I'm so excited for the young men that are coming up because
That's
there's
right.
so
I
many.
agree. I agree.
There's a lot of opportunities for those kids,
Yes.
right?
I agree.
100%. So
They
We-
got a good dock down there.
Yeah.
They got
if
some
they
young-
ever get it right, yeah.
Evan Tyler, Cole Gainey. There's some young
Y'all-
bucks
y'all-
down there.
Did you say?
Joe Chase.
Did y'all say?
Heavy metal charters.
Hey, Joey's got to get him a big boat to get on the big league.
Yeah.
Hey Joey.
Yeah.
Hey Joey got a good boat.
Me and JJ's in the back. They put us in the corner.
Hey,
they don't
hey,
like care about us.
They don't
anymore.
like us over there.
Yeah.
Hey, he's been fighting him for 40 years.
They stuck us.
He
In,
keep fighting.
they stuck us in the back corner. I called Christina one day. I said, "Hey, Well, you gonna move us up front? She goes, we not.
Yeah. Well, I'm an electrician down there. So I can probably get you a bigger spot.
Cut all the power off and let us
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can probably, unless them Broussard boys come in there, then we.
Hold on.
It's just,
All right.
it was
No. Give it a plug.
You know,
Jared's got the plug.
Tyler Smith said, "Can we get an encore? I need another 20 minutes at least."
Yeah.
Hey, in 20 minutes, these some bitches gonna be laying on the table.
All right, what y'all want to talk about?
We old, bro.
I got one more question before we wrap things up.
Yeah.
Actually, I got two questions. You got a bullet point we got to hit or no? I thought we hit the grand finale already.
Nah, we're going to do it next time.
Hold on.
We got a whole nother story.
Hold on.
Yeah, y'all got stories for days, which is what I love.
4 more shows.
Sibo, here, answer me this, and then we're going to wrap
Go
it.
ahead.
Answer me this question.
I'm
Joey touched on it earlier.
Go ahead.
This is Joey knows a little bit more about all the stuff you're talking about, and y'all know all the stories. This is my favorite shit. When y'all pulled up to that tournament, I think it was, I don't even remember, Billfish?
Goring flows.
Yep, makes sense. And y'all put the pow, and don't ask me yet. Hold on.
Yeah.
You'll tell it. Okay, for people that don't know, smacking the fish before they weigh the fish in there, smacking it with newspaper, I thought, or what was the shit it was?
Yeah.
Right.
How did that start? Why did you do it? I freaking love that.
Okay.
Tell us that.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Hit me with it.
Jared.
45 minutes later.
Hit it with him.
Mike.
Does Mike need to tell it?
I'm going to tell
All right,
no,
let you
tell a story.
All right.
Rail it out.
Okay.
Y'all take a piss real quick.
No, go ahead.
If you don't know what he's talking about, when y'all come to the dock,
Right.
you have pow, smack, all that stuff on your boat, and then when you weigh the fish, you put it on the fish.
Yes.
It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper that says pow, smack, all that stuff.
Okay. So in 2015, Donnie Duran, he made these stencils out, and they had this Sand Hill beer, whatever. You with me?
Yeah, like sponsor or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Donnie come over, and then we.
I don't know if y'all can hear that.
Mike's yelling
from the bathroom. I don't know if y'all can hear.
Sandbar.
So
sandbar.
The sandbar come in, and we slapped these things on. Donnie had these. He come with a folder of
paper. Or stickers, yeah.
And look, we slapped them on there, and then when all of a sudden was like, pow, boom, boom, like we Batman,
It's exactly what it reminds me of. You know, when Batman punched somebody, it was like old school.
When I saw that, I was like,
no,
that's funny.
It was the coolest shit that you ever want to see.
Y'all are like the wrestlers,
like
the early wrestlers.
Yes, exactly.
Like Batman,
and nobody busted y'all's ass on about a weight, adding weight to the fish or something like that. No, it was all good. It's been kosher ever since.
So he just came up with that, and y'all ran with it for the past 15
said,
years?
"I'm coming," and then we was doing stickers in the cabin with different. With beer.
Pow, yeah.
Pow, boom, boom. Donnie had stickers for not stickers, but just pieces of paper.
Printed out.
He had them like he was Batman.
That's hilarious.
And every time y'all come in, you have it flying.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
We just stick it on a fish and just whatever.
Yeah,
man, it was amazing.
That's killer. I love that. I love that.
It's a tradition, and every time y'all come in,
it was amazing.
Every time y'all come into Danny's, and every time anybody comes into Danny's, you got the
fun. You got make it exciting.
Well, you got the music blaring, and you got a back in,
Jesus Christ! Here comes the damn comments. Here comes the comments. All right,
I
got to read them, man. People's watching.
Jared,
people are watching. People are watching.
Blow it up,
Sibo, you blew our numbers up the last time you was on the show. You blew the numbers up. Here goes. All right, I'm gonna read them. Here it goes. All right, we got an encore from Corey request for the BB gun story.
We got.
Wait. Chance wants to know about Mike. Ask Mike about 25 KTS. Knots. Okay. And then we got Josh Swinford's on Encore at Gills tonight. Safety meeting. Exclamation point.
If Gills is still there, we'll go, Josh. I promise you, guys.
All right, hold on. Give him.
Where you want to start?
Give that team my jingle any day. Good luck this weekend from Mark. Mark, appreciate the comment, man.
Mark Smith.
Yeah.
Sup, dude?
Sup, dude? Sup, dude was in Orange Beach with us.
Hey, they used to hate us, now they love it.
About St. Albert.
Yeah. So
I can't shut it down, Joey. People are watching.
I don't know. Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
Hey, listen.
Ask Subdude about St.
Look,
Albert.
Subdude, he got his job over there at the Academy over there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mark.
Mark, Matt, and Jeff.
Yes.
Mark, Matt, and Jeff.
So look.
They've been big supporters of what we do.
Very
appreciative.
So over the years, they were Biloxi boys. And we over here, and they thought
can't shut her down. Shut her down.
Look, they thought they was the man over there in Biloxi, and Point Boys and lemon fishing. Well, they got schooled a couple of times, and they schooled us.
Shit, now I got to piss.
They do it
both times.
They good. They could be a fisherman, yeah.
But look, over the years, we've become very good friends.
Right.
So back then, they were like, "Man, where's them damn Biloxi boys come over? Them Back Bay boys?" Well, after he come over, they didn't know if we were from D'Iberville, so he come up with the St. Ivercles. He said,
"Say it again."
St. Ivercles.
St. Ivercles.
He said, "I don't know where them boys have come from." No. St. Ivercles.
Mike, can you say it again?
St. Ivercles.
Yeah. You got to make sure everybody knows.
St. Martin, Latimer,
and Ivercles.
He said, "Them damn St. Ivercles come over. I don't know where they're from."
Yeah.
But, over the years, fishing with them guys, it's been good competition, but it's been friendship.
Right. Yeah.
So we would get in the bar, especially when we did the filling station. So we did gill. We always did gills, but
they can't come across the bridge.
So they wouldn't come. Hey, they wouldn't come over here to our safety meet.
Hey,
the bridge.
Now his daughter goes to D'Iberville.
That's right.
They all in D'Iberville. Yeah, I know.
Go ahead. Mike's got the story.
Look, his daughter.
Give him the medallion.
So his daughter comes to my house, and I'm like, "Where you from?" He said, I fish on the Sub, dude. I said, "Well, yeah, good riddance." I said, "You used to lose it." She said, "Boy, she'll puff up."
Oh yeah.
But so Mateo and my son went to school. They play ball together. It was all good. But so we finally talked him into going over to Gills, where our safety meeting is. So, we've been doing this shit for 35 years. And when we do it, everybody goes home. We go drink beer till we don't want to go home.
That's what it is.
And you know what? We've been doing it like the opening day of hunting season. We've been doing it for 35 years. You know what we're going to do? If we can't do it, we're not doing it.
Hey, when y'all get in wheelchairs, I'll roll y'all up.
Yeah.
So
I want to be in a walker.
That's right.
So we finally talked the Sub dudes into coming over there to save the meeting.
Yeah.
But look, then they did the tournament. The one tournament we did the Gills, and we did the filling station. So then we over there in that neck of the woods.
In their neck of the woods.
Look, they over there with the chest poke. Boy, you're on my side of the country now. Well, we beat them on that one too.
Yeah.
But
ain't
you
a
know
whole
what?
lot of country to be over.
I know.
But I mean, when you think of it as a tournament, you think of the bar guys.
Oh no,
y'all
a bit. Yeah.
Subdued had their run.
Oh,
you had who was the guy you mentioned earlier?
So
what's the guy?
That's a long list, bro.
No, it's Fisher.
You said spit and chunk.
It's got something in front of it. They won it 2 years. Soul Fisher.
Soul Fisher.
Hey, he's the priest.
No, he's the priest.
Dude, all right.
We couldn't link without him.
Swinford gets the award.
What did Swinford say?
Swinford gets the award. If we had an award, he'd get the prize.
No, he'd get a prize.
Best comment. Here we go.
Know, but he had a pretty.
These microphones are doing God's work keeping this episode in English.
But
that's a great comment of the night.
Hey, if you want to book a trip, Strike Zone Charters right there.
Don't go far though, because you're gonna lose a lower unit.
Yeah, true.
Tell Swinford that it was a pretty fish.
You just did.
Yeah,
that's
you
all
just
she
did.
wrote.
You just told him. Yeah.
Hey,
they had a good one. They had a good one. Busby had a good one. They had a good one.
That was a beautiful bid.
I'm dying laughing.
You tell Sliver, thank God my cousin gave me them props.
Joey, what are you doing your job, Joey?
I could.
Hold on. Who's got the damn medallion?
Yeah, we don't care. I got it.
Hey, you tell Sliver, thank God my cousin gave me them props. We'd have mafia's ass and he'd have been on the wrong.
From what Sliver told me, they tried to steal like 4 or 5.
They did. Allegedly.
Hey, so this Biloxi weaves way deeper than you think it is.
They ain't no doubt.
North Biloxi, South Biloxi, the Ironville, Biloxi, it's all the same.
I mean, I could have made one phone call, so you ain't got no props today.
Hold on, when did the Bush Latte come out? Son of a bitch! Oh, we're done. We're done. That's the end of that.
Ain't them props overrated?
No, they're overrated.
100%.
He said, I got them props from Junior. I said, well, it's been one phone call. You wouldn't have got it.
Fellas.
Hey, Mike, I gotta cut you off.
Hey, you've been on the hub.
Judy done. That's like y'all losing a wheel, though. Same thing, though. If y'all lost the wheel, you would have been out there.
Hey, Wally Ross. See, hey, Chance lost the wheel.
Chance can't spay a wheel.
No, he said, we don't work on Saturdays. I had to call Wally. I said, Wally, boys got 2 trips. He said, if Gina go down there and work, I will too. I said, all right. So Wally
that's
Ross.
the guy at Walmart? I mean, Woolmarket. Woolmarket. I'm sorry.
That's close to the same thing.
We were knocked.
Listen, I moved Wally Ross's prop shop 4 times in my life.
Yeah, he's in Woolmarket.
When he started, I moved him. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So Big Jeans, his cousin.
I need my wheel worked on.
He said
might have had oyster
he'd been a wheel, and he told Chance. He said, "Hey,
I'll tear the whole damn set.
he said we don't.
What we knew was going to happen.
He said we don't work on Saturday.
Yeah.
So Chance called me. I said, "Hey," I said, "Wally, boy's got 2 charters. I mean, he's
he's providing for his family."
He said, if Gina come in here and beat it out, I said, I'll go beat it out. He said, I'll be there in the morning. Wally Ross went down there, beat that prop out, got him back on the road. So I don't know if Cahoots or Wally Ross, the guy's a genuine guy. If he I'm telling you, he's straight up.
Ross is good. Hold on, Ross is good.
I just want y'all to know.
Good. A lot of these boat people around here, Coolidge's. If they're a charter boat, they're going to get you back up and running. If they can,
for sure.
They're going to put you in front of all the other people.
As they should.
Because y'all are making a living off of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Same thing I said.
Yeah.
I fish, but I don't fish and make a living off of it. So if somebody needs a trip before me that are making a living off of it, 100%, I'll give it to them.
Yeah. Tyler Smith said, I'll pay for the Uber for them. I'll pay for the Uber for y'all 20 minutes if y'all can hang.
Where are we going?
Pull your mic back up.
Let's go.
Sibo, pull your mic back up. You got the conch now.
Where are we going?
I don't know. He didn't
Tyler,
say.
we need $100.
I think home, yeah.
I would. We could go.
We ain't got enough air time. We'll be here tomorrow.
We're gonna be like,
all right. So here's what I'm thinking. This is episode 1 of at least 5. We gotta have y'all back. We gotta have y'all back because there's too many. We even hit a third.
We ain't got well, we only got 3.
Mike,
we got 12.
Hold on.
Can't read half of it, so we only got 3 of it.
So we're gonna come back. We're gonna do this again. Mike, you commit to that? Mike,
I will.
I feel like you're the cornerstone, Mike.
So
I feel like they fired you.
Yeah.
I think that was bullshit. That was total bullshit.
But they hired him.
But they hired him back.
I'll have 3 more stories after Sunday.
All right. I love it.
Okay,
so we'll do it again. We'll do it again. But here's my question to you before we wrap up the show. Let's
get back to the raffle ticket.
We'll hit that.
We'll hit that on the way back. Last story for y'all.
Can you hit it like real?
Yeah.
Sibo, tighten them up.
Final question, gentlemen. Final question. I love it. I love that you pull your own mic up, Sibo. I appreciate that. Sibo, I appreciate that.
Sibo's in Talladega right now.
Last story.
Guys. No, just a question. It ain't really a story. We've had Jay on. We've had Kenny on. Who is the old salts that y'all respect, the godfathers from y'all's time that we haven't had on the show that we need to have that will do it, that can do it and will do it? Who is it?
Okay.
Who is it?
You ain't Mike.
We have no one left than Jay and Kenny.
Okay, I respect that. Because those were good episodes.
I get
Those were good episodes.
Jay,
we did Alvin Baker too. I don't know Alvin.
We got Gus Kazay, my neighbor.
Would he do it? Will he come in here?
No, but
if you co-sign for us,
he probably won't. But look, he's a dying breed. Gus Kazay, high times too.
Would you lie? Could you lie to him and get him in here?
Yeah, we can get him in here.
Come on. Might could.
Hey,
lie to him.
So
Greg Kazay.
All BS aside.
Hold on.
No. All right, go ahead, Sibo.
Andy Burns passed away, and he's one of the 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Blue Bayou.
The Blue Bayou.
Old boat.
So
old boat stayed down
what
there.
we have left is Greg Kazay and
would y'all help us get these guys on?
Yeah.
Mr. Jerry.
What's the lady of the fishing banks?
her
husband.
Steve West.
Yeah.
Steve West.
Mr. Jerry Monroe was been,
Jerry Monroe.
Jerry hooked us up with the guys that we just named.
Correct.
So if y'all could do that for us, would y'all help us? Would y'all help us?
Steve West,
the old school.
Jerry Monroe.
We're way on this position.
All them guys is about the same.
Would y'all help us on that, though?
I will help you on that.
We appreciate
this
that.
Is the biggest thing I take about it is somewhere, someday, one of our great grandkids is going to watch this show.
Absolutely.
And be like, I've said it on the show before.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
I've said it on the show before. USM did it was only audio, 1970s.
Yeah.
My daddy's grandpa, my great grandpa, Adolph Seymour. Mm-hmm. I listened to it. I don't have a copy of it. I'm gonna get a copy of it. I'll put it out.
Get it.
He described the entire Gulf Coast. His first language was French. He was born in 1890. And to listen to that was like, holy shit. That's what Joey's referring to. In 50, 20, 40 years, I don't know. Maybe it's all deleted. Nobody cares.
Your great-great-grandkids
just to hear some of these stories.
Interview and be like,
well,
these dudes are salty.
Like we talked about before we went on the air, your grandpa and my parents was neighbors back to back. So I've worked for his grandpa for years.
He's a grouchy guy.
He was, hey, you know what? He was mean and stern. Yeah. But I liked it.
Right.
You know what he did? He expected what you wanted to do, and you do what he expected.
Took care of business. Right.
And that's probably where you at the way you are now. Because I'm going to tell you this.
I'm slightly different.
He's soft.
Sibo's talking to somebody.
Sibo's singing in the bathroom.
Keep going, Mike.
But I'm just telling you.
I just want y'all to know, Sibo,
so what I grew up
as
is worth ethic, which you grew up, your parents taught you the same worth ethic. Your parents taught.
Right.
So we're all in the same page on what we do.
Correct.
And unfortunately, in this day and age, it's a dying breed.
It is. It is.
And you take that from the outdoors, hunting, fishing. People think, it's just, you're killing stuff, but there's a lot of discipline and stuff that goes into hunting and fishing
that's right.
that you can pass down to your kids. So people don't understand that.
So Chance, same thing. He was younger. We get my son. He's a junior in college, but he was brought up the same way that I brought Chance up.
Right.
We brought our kids up together. We hunt, we fish.
Yeah.
We respect people. We work.
That's right.
So we're not. When you get out of school, you're not going to sit at your mama's house and say what you're doing.
Correct.
They got
a job, figure out what you want to do.
Chance, I talked to Chance. He said, I want to be a fisherman. I said, well, if you're going to be a fisherman, you're going to be a good fisherman.
You're going to work too.
Yeah. And that's a tough
shit. That's a tough.
It's a tough life.
Yeah.
It's work.
Like, people think because you have no insurance, you have no retirement, you literally, and when it's hot, it's hot. So you got to run doubles, triples. You got to run whatever you got to do to get by.
So,
because when it gets cold, people ain't fishing. You know what I'm saying? You got to make up for that.
So it's a tough life with a family.
It is. Very much so. So that's what I love about the Seymour family, because Chance and Sibo, watching him come up and do what he's done the past 4 or 5 years, that kid is
he's doing it. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And you're living that life, JJ. You know what it's like to travel everywhere and be gone and do all that shit.
I'm doing it on a completely different level.
Well, but it's a great level, and it's the same level in the sense of the sacrifice for your family and the commitment as a captain.
Being gone.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Y'all are going. You're going a little bit more than they are. They come home.
I'm sorry. You're saying it's more. I don't know.
Joey,
no. I think So what I do for a living,
Sibo, I don't even know who he's talking to.
He's talking to
Sibo's checking
Sibo,
out.
come back in here. We can hear you. I hope he's on the phone.
So listen, what I do I'm super fortunate to get to do what I do 7 days a week, right?
Sound like you put a good job.
Yeah.
No, I got.
Well, you're on the water.
You know what? Hey, good job. Everybody says I got a good job.
I have the best.
Come talk to me for like 2 weeks.
No
It ain't
shit.
good, man.
No,
It's fine. But you got a way better job.
Well, look, here's what we're going
I've
to do.
been very blessed.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Let's wrap things up. And this is what I want to
wrap it up.
I want to go around the table real quick, and I want everybody to shout out. We'll start with JJ. Shout out what you're, as far as like your, Team Harvey, where they can find you.
What we're
you
doing
do.
next.
Yeah. And
Hey,
how to stay
Steve-O.
up to date with you guys.
Sibo, what's your email?
SYLboat at
There you go.
AOL.com.
So listen, you can follow me and everything we're doing with Team Harvey Fishing on Instagram and FamilyTraditionMS.com.
Yeah.
I
So
love
what he
these
meant by that
guys.
was, let me clarify. Team Harvey is your job. That's where he works. They're doing all kind of crazy
Yeah.
stuff with Team Harvey Fishing. The boats, Viking 72, 100 something.
So we're
72,
we got a
82.
72.
Yeah.
Joey's going to help me bring the 72 to Biloxi.
We might be going down to the Keys to get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We're going to Palm Beach. We got an 82 being
No, let's
delivered.
get it on.
Yeah.
That boat's coming out. The 82 will be out soon. Follow Shane at Team Harvey Fishing.
Okay. And you've got Family Tradition Charters, which is your thing, which is
Family Tradition
when you're here-
MS.
MS, excuse me, Family
.com.
Tradition MS. When you're in town,
Yes.
if people want to book with
Yeah.
you and fish with you, they can do that here in
100%,
Biloxi
yep,
locally.
yep.
Okay. Mike, what about you?
What
What can
about
we
you,
plug with
Mike?
you, Mike?
I'm just a working guy.
You're just a working guy. You're the storytelling.
Hey,
I want y'all to know Mike's rubbing my leg.
Blue
Yeah,
collar
yeah,
man.
Hey, Mike.
I can story tell you.
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Tell me about your rubber gloves with the charmer.
Mike, say that
Before
one
we
for next
go
time.
home.
We can't.
No,
I got. Hey,
No,
if
no,
y'all-
We gotta hit it.
no, he has to do
We
it.
got to do it. Then
So-
shit,
so-
we gotta do
I
it.
got-
Before you late.
Amy come home and said, "Your damn hands are so stinky." So I went down there and bought the old gloves from the.
Jared, you got to listen.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, you put them on that way. Your hands ain't sticking. When you
Yeah,
get 'em.
yeah.
Hey, you going?
Hey, you can have that shit once you put them you can wash it 8 times.
It won't
It
come
don't
off.
matter.
It
It don't
won't
matter.
come off.
Ain't no lime or
But
lemon.
listen, I'm glad y'all had me, and I'll come back.
Yeah, we definitely. You coming back? There ain't a doubt.
Dude, I can tell you stories for a month.
I can see that. I can see that. All right, Sibo, you got it? You ready? All right,
Yes,
Sibo,
ma'am.
Give me that.
send us where they need to go.
Okay.
Spray You Later Charters, where they need to go.
SYL charters.
All right.
So we're just a normal let her rip.
Charter company.
He screwed it
Red
up right on
snapper.
the normal.
Yeah, I'm not like-
right.
I
You
want to,
call us and give us the beans.
You and your
y'all
son.
said- Y'all said
you- hey,
normal.
Mike. I'm on brown water.
That's
Brown
right.
Water
Hey,
Banter.
so I'm not trying to bump my business.
Yes, bump
No,
the business.
bump
Go
it,
ahead,
bump it. No,
it.
tell
No,
us where
but
you
I-
find
you
you a
ain't
chance. You and
Hey,
Joe.
he wants
No.
he don't want to bump his business.
I don't want to bump my business.
He
I
wants
wanna-
What I do.
He wants to do 1 and 1. He said, "Chance can run all them. I'm
Right.
going to do that."
I mean, I could give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
SYL Charters, Facebook.
SYL.
And Chances
As
SYL.
well too.
No, he's
No,
not. He's
something
Mississippi
fishing.
Gulf
Yeah,
Those
Coast.
charters.
Fishing charter.
Something else.
So he
I
wants.
don't know what he
Chance,
is.
he tried.
Yeah.
He tried to do that.
So
for
he.
us.
No.
did try.
So Chances says, "I
Is
don't
he-
want to
is he
roll
hit
my
us
day."
yet?
Oh, he's been in there. Yeah.
All right,
All right, listen.
Jared,
Go ahead.
don't let him beat me up.
He hasn't. He has not.
All right.
He has not.
No, hey,
Listen.
listen, Sibo, we gonna get his ass on here. I'm gonna cook him.
No,
He's been on here.
no, we're gonna get
We
me,
gonna
you,
get
and
you-
JJ.
All right,
I'm gonna
hey,
cook
look,
him.
give me that medallion.
Yeah. All right,
Y'all
we're
cut
gonna
off.
Here
we go.
Gets it.
All right, y'all
Hey,
cut
Sibo,
it out.
Jared
Nope,
gets it.
nope.
Hey,
Joey got
Sibo,
it.
we've been cut off.
Shh, hush.
No.
All right, we're going back to this. Sibo, here we go. This is what we started talking
There you
about.
go. You got it, Joe. You got
There
it.
it
Pull
goes.
it down. Straight down. Straight down.
Look,
There you go.
Sibo, here we go. Mississippi Gulf Coast Fishing Banks. We're doing a raffle for a snapper trip. We got 40 winners, all of them out of the Small Craft Harbor. If you want to buy it, get in touch with. Hold on, let me do that.
There you go. You
Yeah,
got
get it on.
Get in
Yeah.
touch with Sibo. or any-
Sibo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
any of the
yeah,
Mississippi
And
Gulf
I
Coast
got
Fishing Banks.
I
And-
got
Yeah,
we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Here's the thing. Gentlemen, thank y'all for coming in here tonight. This was a good one. We warned y'all it was going off the rails. It did. It was fun. We love it. Everybody's going to be safe. Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
If you need to get a ticket, message us as well because we are Mississippi Gulf Coast Fishing Bank members.
Yes.
We can get it on to SIBO
100%.
and we can figure it out.
That's right.
And go check out Danny's tournament next weekend.
Yep.
All these same people.
We're fishing.
There. That's right.
Hey, but
right,
listen,
We're fishing.
We're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrapping it up. Go download the Brown Water Banter app if you haven't already done it. It's free on the App Store. Listen, tonight's show was free, so I know you got your money's worth. We'll see y'all. If y'all keep tuning in, we'll keep doing them, and we'll see you on the next one.
Y'all